A very pleasant good evening to you from Desert Ridge High School. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside James Poovey as we bring to you 6A Conference football from the 6A Central region tonight as the Red Mountain Mountain Lions will begin the rest of their season outside of next week playing in the Fiesta region. And tonight's the first of 5 contests in the regularly scheduled Fiesta region schedule, and it's the Desert Ridge Jaguars. A lot of history between Desert Ridge and Red Mountain, and that goes back to 2019 state championship tournament. In the quarterfinal round, it was Red Mountain handling the Desert Ridge Jaguars a pretty good thumping at home in that playoff game. And James, we are ready for some more tackle football here tonight.
Absolutely, we are, Kevin. It's time for the national anthem here.
Got to talk to the people who started the pregame tonight.
Yeah.
Wrong time. We present the colors here at Desert Ridge High School.
I don't think so. No. I'll have to tell them next time, start it right after the anthem.
Welcome back to Desert Ridge High School on Red Mountain TV. Let's try this again, James.
Shall we?
Welcome to Desert Ridge High School. It's 6A Fiesta Region football as the Mountain Lions are on the road here taking on the Desert Ridge Jaguars. And we mentioned briefly about the history between these two teams. This is the, this is the 11th matchup between these two squads. I'll get that in here in a second. But last game and last time these two teams squared off, it was in the 2019 quarterfinals. Red Mountain defeated Desert Ridge 49-35, and they would advance to the semifinals and eventually end up in the state championship game at Sun Devil Stadium, a game that we talk about and refer to many, many times. But it was a Desert Ridge team led by Jeremy Hathcock for the last 14 seasons. In fact, 15 years of high school football. Desert Ridge had made the playoffs under the direction of Jeremy Hathcock. It's now Roy Lopez as the head man.
An impressive legacy left here by Coach Hathcock, who is now up at Blue Ridge coaching the Yellow Jackets. You referenced that game, Kevin, the quarterfinal matchup back in 2019. That was the game that Deontay Elliott went down in the end zone there at Red Mountain High School. And I specifically remember Coach Hathcock, one of the first ones to run out there and check on his former player. And it was a pretty special moment that night. It told you a lot about Jeremy Hathcock and a lot about the culture here at Desert Ridge High School.
No doubt about it. That was what a moment, what a night for Deontay Elliott. I think he put up a 70-plus yard run twice. I know it was 76 on a receiving touchdown, and I think he had another 75-yard touchdown run. Deontay Elliott was ultra special in that game, uber special, and what a talent. But yeah, he blew out his knee, and the rest is history. Now Deontay Elliott is playing at Arizona State, so God is good. He was lucky enough to get his health back, and not only head to Tempe to play football, but perhaps they're picking up the tab for Deontay, and what a relief that would be for his family.
Oh, that would be fantastic. You know, we just got a slight taste. I feel like we kind of got cheated with Deontay Elliott, really, Kevin. We only got almost a full season with him, a little bit at the end of the previous season when he was transferring over, but it was impressive, and he was electric. We talk about electric football players, electric performances. That guy was the definition of electric.
Oh, no doubt about it. He had breakaway speed. He was a home run threat every time he touched the football, and he was a great receiver. This is the 12th meeting between these two squads. And in fact, Red Mountain leads the all-time series 6 games to 5 games. And you look back at when they began this series a few years back, it was the Jaguars having some success early on, and then they went 3-5-3. So Red Mountain won the first 3. It was Desert Ridge winning 5 in a row, and then Red Mountain has won the last 3, 6-5. Here we are, game number 12 among these two rivals here out in the East Valley. And tonight it's about speed and a lot more speed for Red Mountain. Carter Crispin at the helm at the starting quarterback position. He's been finding some legitimate chemistry with number 5, Jacoby Lane. These two guys are they're on fire right now. They're in fuego, as Dan Patrick would say.
Absolutely in fuego. These guys really a home run connection almost every time they hook up here for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions, and we look for that to continue here tonight. I talked to Jacoby before tonight's ball game, and he's ready to go up top a number of times here tonight at Desert Ridge High School. Lennox
Lawson will be back deep. I talked to Lennox as well, right as you were talking to Jacoby Lane, the Inspector Gadget, and Lennox said, hey, the hand is as good as it's going to be during this season, and he's fine. He's ready to go, and we'll see some things for Lennox Lawson as well. We're ready to begin this football game. From Desert Ridge High School, it's Red Mountain and the Jaguars. That one is fumbled there by Lennox Lawson initially, and now he's got a big crease on that right side, just inside the numbers. Right there on the hash marks, it's Lennox Lawson finally corralling that football and then taking it past the 25-yard line. Looks like they'll spot it right around the 30-yard line, and that's where Carter Crispin and company will go to work here under the direction of offensive coordinator Josh Barge. And let's get you some keys to the game here for Barge's offense. And it's all about winning the battle on first down. They want to have success. You hear it a lot. It's cliche, but they want to be the down and distance. They want it to be manageable as we move, second and third down. Other keys to this offensive team for Red Mountain tonight: get the ball into Jacoby Lane's hands. Imagine that. They want to throw the football to number 5, and then exploit one-on-one matchups with Lennox Lawson. So, in fact, those guys might be our impact players of the game. First pass of the game. It's a long ball to Jacoby Lane, and the ball is going to be intercepted. That's the third interception of the year for Carter Crispin. His first pass of the game is picked off by K.J. Minifield. And for K.J. Minifield, an all-region performer in this 6A Fiesta region last year, starts this game off with an interception, and that's his second pick of the year.
Yeah, you hate to see that. You love to see the shot down the field, first play of the game. A tone setter, if you will, right there, Kevin. But unfortunately, too much air into that football for Carter Crispin, and it's Jaguars football going the other way.
I got to tell you, James, the lighting here at Desert Ridge High School, it's less than stellar. It's a dark bowl. The lower bowl is rather dark. In fact, it's nearly impossible to see the numbers on these black jerseys of the Jags tonight. First play of the game for them is a handoff, and running right up the middle, breaking a tackle, was their number 1 rusher, and that is Jordan Wilson. And Jordan Wilson with a big hole right up the middle, exploiting this defense up front for Red Mountain, and that is going to shake it up for Mr. Kyle Enders here immediately. But there is a penalty marker on the field, and this one is going to come back.
Yeah, that looks to be in the area of holding. That was thrown right into the A-gap, was that flag right there, and that looked like to be a hold either on the right guard or possibly the center there in the middle.
The Jags wearing all black tonight with their cardinal colored or burgundy colored uniforms outlined in white, so they're a little bit difficult to see. And then a lot of guys are representing with a little pink as we continue to honor Breast Cancer Awareness Month here in the high school football ranks. So that will push them back to the 26-yard line where they'll go to work, and that lead tailback again is Jordan Wilson. They run it right to Jordan Wilson again, and he's going to get tackled as he hits the original line of scrimmage, and that is going to be TKB, Tyler Cade Brown right there, 47 on the play. The quarterback tonight for Desert Ridge is Major Wutan. He wears number 7. He's a 51% passer, 48-94, 743 yards, 9 touchdowns. He has the propensity to throw the interception. He has 4 picks this year, and we start this game off with a KJ Minifield pick. That name Minifield, too, might ring a bell. You just got to believe that is the offspring of former Camelback star and former ASU and Chicago Buyer, Kevin Minifield. Wooten throws. The ball's picked off by Skylar Edmonds. And Edmonds had one just given to him right there at the numbers. Skylar Edmonds just looked up, and the pigskin was coming right to him, and he just made an easy play on it. Another interception for Skylar Edmonds. He had one call back a week ago, but Skylar Edmonds right there in the takeaway category for Cal Enders defense.
2-7, just ball hawking out there for the Red Mountain Mountain Lions. What a fantastic job. He kept his eyes on that football the entire time. Quarterback rolling out to his right, and Skylar Edmonds just spying him the entire way in and picking that football off. A great turnover right there. Now this offense has got to go do something and cash in right here.
Well, they got a short field to work with here. Ball will be spotted on the 22-yard line, working right to left. This Red Mountain will be wearing their all-white uniforms, their road unis, of course, with their patented black helmets. Their road uniforms, all white, are silver numbers outlined in the cardinal, so they too are a little bit challenging to see here. A couple of guys are banged up and still banged up this evening for Red Mountain. Let's give you the injury report here. Cooper Beecher remains out indefinitely with that broken collarbone. Defensive tackle Jaden Hurst is out indefinitely with a high ankle sprain. We do expect him back later in the season. Gannon Lyles is out with a knee injury. Quinn Roper is questionable with a bicep strain. I think he dressed out. We'll have to continue to keep an eye on Quinn Roper if he will play in this game. Nico Garces was also questionable with a groin strain. I don't think he was going to start either. Look for Xavier Fendenheim and Xavier Sanchez, both the X-Men, getting starts tonight at the cornerback spot. And then Mike Becker, Parker McClure, probable with a neck strain, and then Skylar Edmonds has that bulky knee. But it looks like the latter two, Skylar Edmonds, you just saw the interception for him, and Parker McClure, they're good to go. They are both up. There goes Lennox Lawson in motion. Ball from the 22-yard line. A couple of hands for Carter Crispin, and he runs it right to Josiah Villanueva. Angelo Pafumi up there to make the tackle, and that name should ring a bell when you think about the years that we broadcast football here for Red Mountain. Angelo Pafumi, his dad, the one-time head coach for the Skyline Coyotes, and now he was also an assistant for Jeremy Hathcock for a couple of years, and you see Mr. Pafumi playing tackle football now. His son, a generation right there of Pafumis.
Yeah, we've run into Coach Pafumi a couple times over the past couple seasons since his departure from Skyline. We'll be out there next week, as a matter of fact.
There's the flip to Lennox Lawson. He does what he normally does. He literally sidesteps the first tackler and then gets to that second level, and he gets taken out right there. Good pursuit of the football by the Desert Ridge Jaguars under their first-year head coach, Roy Lopez. Coach Lopez has been around a long time in the great State 48. Coached at Mesquite at one point. He was at Towson for some time. He is just one of the good ones. In fact, he was over there in Tucson for a while as well. We'll give Villanueva a 2-yard run, or make it Lennox Lawson in this case. 3rd and 8 from the 20-yard line. Crispin back to throw, looks for the end zone. He wants Jacoby Lane, and the ball is overthrown. Jacoby Lane would have had to make a spectacular catch right at the back of the end zone on that right side, but it was a well-thrown ball, but just out of the reach of Jacoby Lane. And when you miss Jacoby and you miss his reach, all 6'5" of him, you missed.
That is quite an overthrow when you overthrow 6'5" Jacoby Lane. That's the second time, unfortunately, tonight that's happened for Carter Crispin. It doesn't look like he's under that much pressure where he can't set his feet. Maybe he just needs to adjust that release point a little bit and get that football just a little bit more of a downward trajectory into the breadbasket for the receiver.
And for number 9, he is making just his 7th start of the season for Josh Bartz as the signal caller at the position. So Crispin has 2 backs in the backfield. There goes Villanueva in motion, and now we're going to get a whistle here. Michael Mallory on the field for the first time this evening. 9:29 to go, opening quarter here from Desert Ridge High School in this 6A Fiesta Region football game. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. James Poovey, and we are on Red Mountain TV. Good one for you. What a glorious Arizona night it is, James. And we had some weather last night. We were at Basha High on the Epic Sports Broadcast Network. A great game there. And it got chilly as the evening wore on.
Yeah, you were a little bit cold out there last night, KD.
At the very end.
We're in the far, far southeast valley out there at Val Vista and Riggs last night, and the temperature dropped pretty quickly.
More movement up front. One other note on Skylar Edmonds' interception. That was his 4th interception of the season, and that is the 8th pick of the year for this Red Mountain football team. You talk about takeaways and the opportunity to take advantage of turnovers. This is what the Mountain Lions have a chance to do here now.
They absolutely have to do it right here against a tough Desert Ridge football team. They got to turn over. They got to take advantage of that here and score a couple of points.
So after all the penalties and infractions, and unfortunately tonight we did not get the officials card, so we'll be working from a blind point of view on who our officials are tonight. And maybe that's a good thing. So it looks like it's 4th down and 8 here for Carter Crispin and company. Steps up in the pocket, gets hit as he lets it go, and the ball's overthrown. He wanted Lennox Lawson out in the flat, and unfortunately that ball was just too tall for Lennox Lawson. But Lennox Lawson was wide open on the near side right at the 10-yard line. So that'll be a turnover on downs if the Longview scoreboard is correct. And then, James, I'm looking for the chain gang here on the side. And now they flipped up the 4th down. So perhaps the Longview scoreboard operator hasn't dialed us in yet here. But we will discuss yet another penalty as the white hat, Mr. Referee, indicates a holding call assessed to Roy Lopez's Jaguars here. And you talk about an early break here. Red Mountain, despite the interception, that's a huge break right there. You're looking at a turnover on downs, and now you get 4 fresh downs here off the penalty.
Yeah, they absolutely have to punch the football in right here, especially after the turnover and then a given first down from Desert Ridge.
Working from the 10-yard line, it's Carter Crispin in the pistol. He gives it to Villanueva. Villanueva with a big hole, breaks a tackle, and he lunges towards the goal line. He's going to be knocked down there. He'll be shy of the goal line. Up there to make the tackle for the Jaguars was number 52. That was Braden Kobolensky. Kobolensky with his 28th tackle of the year on that particular play, but a nice run there by Villanueva. He just knocked him down for 6 yards. 2nd and goal to go from the 4. Jacoby Lane split to the far right. In the slot to the right is Preston Heap. Crispin to the ground game again. He runs it to Villanueva, and Villanueva is going to break a tackle, and he's going to run into the end zone and score a touchdown. Josiah Villanueva with the TD, and the Mountain Lions will take advantage of an interception and a penalty on the Desert Ridge Jaguars, and they punch it in first on a Josiah Villanueva touchdown run.
Fantastic run right there from the Typhoon. I love the power football that he has on display this season for Red Mountain. Running between the tackles right there. The last guy that had a shot on him was number 24, Samuel Johns for Desert Ridge, but the greatness of Josiah Villanueva able to dip back inside just in time to score the touchdown.
From 4 yards away, it was Josiah Villanueva reaching pay dirt, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season, and the Mountain Lions with an opportunity to go up 6-0 here, but on the point after try, we'll just have to wait. They backed him up here. Were they going to let Kai Evans kick the football? So far, this officiating crew has walked this team back and forth here just a little bit here on this point after try. So maybe there was a penalty, but they will maybe enforce it on the kickoff. That's my only thought here, James, is that there was a penalty on the touchdown run for Villanueva, but they will enforce it on the kickoff. Again, just speculating here. It's Kai Evans wearing number 97 out of a Cody Hall hold. The snap is back. The hold is down. Here comes the rush. The kick is on its way. It's up, and it is through. Nice kick there by Kai Evans as he drills the point after try. 6:48 to go, quarter number 1 here from Desert Ridge High School. Our school, Red Mountain, 7, and the Desert Ridge Jaguars 0 on the strength of a 4-yard touchdown run from Josiah Villanueva, and he's reached the end zone 6 times this year. And it's interesting. When you break down the film and you see what happened, you remember that play last week against Mountain View in that 20-3 victory, and how about it? How sweet was it to knock off the Totals last week and knock off Joe Germain and listen and watch all their Twitter back and forth, and they just got worked on Twitter to the point where Joe Germain jumped on and said, enough is enough from the Mountain View Toro perspective. We are done talking about this. And it's just a lot of fun because this is the first year we had the Battle of Brown Trophy to present, and there was some fodder going back and forth among Red Mountain Twitter accounts as well as the Toro Twitter accounts. Yeah, good stuff. Just drama, high school drama.
I'll have to push the rewind button on that maybe a little bit later.
So Carter Crispin able to shake off the early game jitters there, settle in and direct his team for a scoring drive here. 6:48 to go. It's 7-0. And there was a penalty, so they'll enforce the penalty on the Red Mountain here on the kickoff. And now the Mountain Lions will just pooch it. Ball's loose, and there's a fight for the football around the 35-yard line. Sliding in there was Xavier Fendenheim, I thought initially here. And recovering the ball was Daniel Miller. Miller, one of their better defensive players, outside linebacker, 6 foot 210.
That ball was real close to taking another little funny hop right there. The Desert Ridge Jaguars had a little trouble controlling it. Red Mountain almost able to capitalize on another mistake right there by the Jaguars.
It was the X-Man Xavier Fendenheim, the free safety, 6'1", 150. He was there he had a chance Now, James, you kind of feel like the lighting is improved here, or am I crazy here? I wonder if it took them a while for those lights to kind of take effect here.
It might be me fully warming up by now, Kev, but we've gotten spoiled with all the new LED lights around the Mesa School District, I think, as well.
For the Jags, they start to run left. They run it with Jordan Wilson. He is their leading rusher, and he is going to be taken out. Parker McClure, the first guy there to pop on him and take him down. In fact, they'll give him a yard on forward progress, but a good job by that defense, and in particular, the Mike backer, Parker McClure, right there to put a nice hit on the tailback, Jordan Wilson.
Always good to see Mr. McClure. He's sitting about 3 rows down from us here in the stands on the visitors' side here at Desert Ridge. And always great to see Parker as well before the game tonight. He was ready to rock.
He is always ready to play football as that young man. Picked up his 59th tackle of the year right there. A little delay, change of direction. They go back to Jordan Wilson on the left side again, and he'll find a little running room this time, running outside the numbers there. And again, good defense there by Tyler Cade Brown that was in there. That defensive tackle right there was able to shed off a block there and get to the ball carrier there. But it was a nice run there for Jordan Wilson. For Wilson, 68 totes, 601 yards, an 8.8 yard per carry average. That's an impressive number right there, James.
Anytime you can get that over 5 or 6 yards per carry,
in high school,
that is impressive, especially in high school.
Yes, no doubt about it. If you have a 4.2 yard per carry average in high school, they go, but that's still pretty solid. Wooten wants to throw. He throws to the left side, and he's got his tight end over there. Making the catch is the big fella. That is number 85, and he will make a lot of plays tonight. He's one of their leading receivers. That is Jacob Condi, his 22nd reception of the year, 361 yards before that grab right there, James.
That was a fantastic grab there by Condi, able to move the football for Desert Ridge, and they are finally across midfield and into Red Mountain territory. Back in the day, Kev, the old school ball coaches would be happy with 3 yards and a cloud of dust, so I can imagine they would be real happy about 6 yards in a cloud of dust.
That was Wooten to Condi for 11 yards, and that'll be enough to move the chains. So Desert Ridge now in Red Mountain territory for the first time this evening on the 49-yard line. Snap is back. They go to Wilson again, and he's going to get dropped to the backfield. Great pursuit to the football by the defensive front for Red Mountain. Tanner DeMassa, first man there, and boy, let's give it to him. A TFL for Tanner DeMassa.
Great close, great pursuit to the football. He didn't overrun the play, got across the line of scrimmage, ran flat, and did a great job securing the ball carrier and wrangling him down for that TFL.
His 37th tackle of the year, his 3rd TFL for Tanner DeMassa. He is having a fantastic season here. 6 minutes gone by here in quarter number 1 at 7-0 on a Josiah Villanueva 4-yard touchdown run. Wooten to the ground game again, and goes back to Jordan Wilson, and Jordan Wilson is dragging Mountain Lion defenders with him. There's an awful lot of banging going on down there right now.
Oh.
Jordan Wilson, he is a tough kid, 5'9", 180, and he is tough to bring down, and you can see all the collisions and the bodies banging around down there.
It is a physical ball game. Every time we play the Jaguars of Desert Ridge, it's always physical. That hasn't changed here tonight as well, Kevin. And that was a hard, tough run right there.
That was a tough earned 5 yards for Jordan Wilson. They continue to go to him. For Jordan Wilson, 21 totes, 226 yards, and a couple of touchdowns in the win last week. Snap back to Wooten, looking left, steps up in the pocket, throws over the middle of the field. The ball's going to be caught on a nice crossing route. Excellent throw there by Wooten. Making the grab for Desert Ridge was Lance Holtzclaw. He's an all-region second-team performer. Lance Holtzclaw, he's another one of those dudes for Desert Ridge. He just makes plays.
Holtzclaw, we're going to call his name a whole lot here tonight. He is always around the football for the Jaguars.
That is Holtzclaw's 7th reception of the year to go with 119 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Has a 40-yard touchdown to his ledger. Also plays both sides. He's an all-region second-team performer as a defensive end. So he's a two-way stud. Wooten back to work here from his 36-yard line. They go back to Wilson again. This time they'll try the right side, and he runs right into Parker McClure. Parker McClure all over there as he steps over the ball carrier and then, just leaks out to the front so everybody can see who made that play. And it was Parker McClure leading the charge there. Dirty 30, getting it done right there. Another nice hit there after a gain of 3 for Jordan Wilson.
Fantastic stop there by Parker McClure. In on the play as well, number 27, Skylar Edmonds, and about 2 or 3 more Mountain Lion defenders as well. That's exactly what you want to see if you're defensive coordinator Kyle Enders. All your guys swarm into the football.
As you're talking, I'm thinking that's what they did. They swarmed to the football. 2nd and 7 from the Mountain Lions 34-yard line. Working left and right. Back to Jordan Wilson again. No, this is going to be a zone read here for Wooten this time. Breaks the tackle, gets to the edge, down the sideline, at the 10-yard line, and is going to be grabbed inside the 5-yard line there. That was a nice zone read there. I think they got the cameraman as well as they got me on that one. I was not expecting that play on the zone read, but a nice job there by the quarterback, Mr. Wooten, as he was able to pull that ball out of Jordan Wilson. And Jordan Wilson, a great job to sell out on the fake.
Absolute wonderful fake. Great fake carried out by the running back, going backside to sell the fake, and then coming the near side with Wilson. And a great block there by 85 Jacob Conde as well, sealing off that edge and allowing that to get a lot of positive yards.
Major Wooten is a dual-threat quarterback, just his 7th carry of the season, 6 for 73 with a couple touchdowns before that last run. That last run was a 25-yard plus run. They go to Wilson up the middle this time. Has a little hole there, and he's trying to fall forward there, but the Mountain Lion defense will stack him up. He'll have a couple of yards right there. Nice defense again by number 40, Tanner DeMassa. Tanner D, playing D.
He is playing D lights out here tonight for Red Mountain. That's about his 3rd or 4th tackle here so far this evening.
You can see the fellas out there playing a little ball. Getting some time here is Jason Vanderlinden, and I see 15 out there, 1-5. Ross Grossgloss out there as well. This is a 3-wide receiver package here for Wooten. He wants to throw to the end zone. He does, and the ball is nearly picked off. He wanted Conde, I believe, and jumping that route, it looked like it was number 24 on the play, and I think that's Xavier Fendenheim. Let's double check that, but that's the other X-Man. We got both Xavier Sanchez and Xavier Fendenheim in that cornerback spot tonight. And I tell you what, I like 2-4's build out there. I like what I see out of him early on in this contest.
That was a fantastic play. All effort right there. He got up, broke on the football just at the right time, and made the PBU, forcing a big 3rd down now here for the Red Mountain defense.
My impact player of the game defensively tonight, outside of the regulars, is number 99, Brandon Kazmarek. Let's see what he has a chance to do here. It's Wooten, and then behind him is Wilson. Pistol formation. This is going to be a quarterback run. He runs right, and he runs into trouble. And he's going to get stuck there. Mav Starks, one of the guys there. He put a nice little hit on him, and I think Parker McClure covered him up, but Mav Starks right there out of that safety spot came in there and just drilled the ball carrier, and this time it was the quarterback, Wooten.
Fantastic play there by Mav Starks. That's going to be a hold right there on Desert Ridge. The fullback came up and held the defensive lineman trying to come through the defensive line that time was number 47 for Red Mountain, so that's going to back up Desert Ridge even further and force even longer a 3rd down now.
TKB, Tyler Cade Brown, doing things right there in the middle, and when the defense, or in this case, the defense stands up, but the offense now leaning on Tyler Cade Brown, and that's an infraction. You cannot do that. So TKB making plays. So they'll back him up a little bit. How about Jacob Conde? Look at that size. He's listed as a wideout, but he plays a lot of tight end. 4 catches for 35 yards last week, but 6'3", 225. You talk about an athletic specimen to throw the football to, or a target, as they say. He is a big target.
He's a huge target and only a junior, Kev.
Gotta love that size. Wooten from his own. It'll be Wooten from the Mountain Line 15-yard line. Snaps back. He looks left. Here comes some pressure. He steps up in the pocket, evades the pressure. Still wants to go towards the end zone. Looks. Now he's just going to throw it away. Boy, I tell you what, Wooten did a nice job there, and perhaps they're going to nail him for intentional grounding, or he was over the line of scrimmage. One of the two, but the white hat, the referee was right there, and he saw that play, and he made the call immediately.
Yeah, he ran a whole lot on that. That could go either way, but it's definitely an infraction going against Desert Ridge on the quarterback.
But you know what? If you
over the line of scrimmage, they say.
Okay, so it was an illegal forward pass is what happened, and that's what that I can understand that, because I thought he got to the boundary and he just dumped it off. Smart play from him, but he was over the line of scrimmage, so not as smart as I thought it was initially.
Well, even if he wouldn't have been over the line of scrimmage, there was no one in that corner except Red Mountain defender, so he would have got an intentional grounding.
No, he was outside the pocket. Yeah, so he's okay, right? So I think he's all right. But either way, It's 7-0 with a $1:52 to go in this opening quarter in this 6A Fiesta Region contest. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside James Poovey, and it will be field goal time now for Roy Lopez. Let's see who's coming on to kick here. For Desert Ridge, their place kicker is Tyler Richards, 5'10", 160-pound senior. The snap is back. The kick is on its way, and it looks left, and it is no good. A 35-yard attempt is wide left for Richards, and the Mountain Lions, their defense bends but doesn't break here, and they're also, again, Red Mountain, the beneficiary of a couple of infractions here for Desert Ridge. And if you're Roy Lopez, that's just got to fry you a little bit right there. It's the self-infliction for Desert Ridge that is allowing Red Mountain to have a 7-0 lead right now.
Yeah, if this ends up being a close ball game, you look back at drives like that and the finish of drives like that where you weren't able to get the points and able to get the score, and that might come back to haunt them. Right now it seems that Red Mountain, I don't know what you think, Kevin, but they seem to be playing down a little bit to Desert Ridge's level. They got to get going and play some football.
Mallory's checked in. It's Crispin. Rifles a pass near side. Ball's caught down at his ankles by Lennox Lawson. Great hands there. And, you wonder about the ill effects of the hand injury that Lennox Lawson sustained week one. I think he's starting to, through some time, is recovering nicely in there. He just showed you right there his hands are as strong as ever with that grab right there.
Great job there by L3.
Gain of 6, Crispin to Lennox Lawson. To the ground game, we go to Michael Mallory, and Mallory tries the middle of the field this time, and there's a couple of Jaguars waiting for him after a yard, maybe a 2-yard gain. First guy there for Desert Ridge is, I always like guys that wear 42, and that was Blake Wolfer, a middle linebacker, 5'10", 185, but that's just a special, it's a revered number for me, 42. There's obviously some history there, but it's Pat Tillman's number, and it's kind of like the idea of
hurry, we'll get it in the first quarter.
What are we gonna do?
The Dodger reference.
Oh, what?
42
inside. Jackie.
Of course.
Yeah, but that was the other part we were gonna go to.
That's the first 42 I think of.
Here's Preston Heap, makes a catch over the secondary around the 35-yard line, and there'll be a touchdown around the 37-yard line, and that was a nice throw for Carter Crispin. He just lofted that one over the secondary, and that was a touch pass by Crispin. He just dropped it in there, and a great catch by Preston Heap, who's coming on the last couple of weeks.
That was a fantastic play call right there by Coach Barge. He saw the mismatch on the edge that time. He had a guy open on the outside there, and the safety had to watch that guy cutting towards the middle, so that left him wide open on the edge.
That guy is Preston Heap. Made another nice grab right there for the Super Junior, Preston Heap, his 10th catch of the year, and now we go back to the ground game here with some positive yardage there for the Mountain Lions. Michael Mallory right there continues to do great things with his size and stature, and you can't teach heart or any effort at all, but Michael Mallory has all that, and again, he wears number 14, and that's another special number that you don here at Red Mountain High School. Thank you, Lance Lawson.
A revered number here in Mountain Lions lore for sure, Kev.
First 12 minutes are in the books here from Desert Ridge High School in this 6A Fiesta Region game. Our score, Red Mountain 7, Desert Ridge 0. You are watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Desert Ridge High School. I'm Kevin Derrybear alongside James Poovey. They put another 12 up on that scoreboard here. A dozen minutes at 7-0. Ball is at the 44-yard line of the Mountain Lions. Working left to right now in the all-white Red Mountain. Jacoby Lane with his hands by his waist side here, looking over towards the bench as some of the officials are trying to, I don't know if they're working on the chain gang or what, but they're trying to get the chain gang set up here correctly, as Mike Peterson is also down there supervising things. And we're ready to play football. From the 44-yard line of the Mountain Lions with a 7-0 lead, it's Carter Crispin back to work here. 3 wide receivers this time, and there goes Lennox Lawson in motion. It's Crispin. Rolls to the far side. Penalty marker comes down, and that pass is over the middle of the field. A nice pass, and trying to one-hand it was Preston Heap. And I think this one is coming back either way. The referee threw that flag in the backfield there, James.
Looks like it's probably going to be a holding, Kevin, and Preston Heap nearly corralled that one there off the hands of Carter Crispin.
Carter Crispin, 88 of 124, 1,262 yards. He's a 71% passer. And 15 touchdowns up against 3 interceptions. I'll take that ratio all day long.
Absolutely.
And Carter Crispin threw his first interception in the red zone last week against Mountain View. And we had some fun with it on the broadcast. We said, hey, you can't pin that on the broadcaster when we say you bring up those statistics. He's never thrown a pick in his career here at Red Mountain as a varsity player, and then he threw that one in the end zone.
You're just stating the facts.
Every now and then that'll happen. It's Crispin from the pocket, deep ball, and this time it's going to be picked off in the middle of the field. He wanted Lennox Lawson in the slot down the seam, and the ball was intercepted. Roman Mangini with his 3rd interception of the year out of that cornerback spot, and Mangini, he too, you mentioned the term ball hawk, and he did just that right there.
Absolutely. That was a ball hawking from deep. He was playing the deep thirds position there, and he came up and just picked that football off, high-pointed. Had to go up and get it. It wasn't right to him, but it was an effort play and a nice one there from Roman Mangini.
No doubt about it. He climbed the ladder on that one and picked that one off. That was a fantastic two-handed snatch right there. So that's the 4th interception of the season for Carter Crispin. And we're going to just have to stop talking about interceptions as it relates to Carter Crispin. Each time we talk about it, that's 4 in 2 weeks now. In fact, that's 4 in about 3 quarters here. So we'll have to tidy that up here. 11:48 to go. Still 7-0 Red Mountain. And now the Jags have the football again. Now it's Wooten on that zone read. And Wooten is going to try to give himself up, but he gets drilled. Xavier Fendenheim over there took a shot on the quarterback as he gets up a little bit sluggish, and perhaps he was asking the umpire what area code he might be in, or perhaps he's also saying, hey, I got drilled late. He did give himself up, but maybe he gave himself up just a little bit too late, and Fendenheim was already in no man's land at that point.
Yeah, he was already within – they used to give you 2 steps back in the day. Now they give you about a half a step. But that's another conversation for another day. But, yeah, the defender was way too close there for you to be able to call that.
Fendenheim with 9 tackles on the campaign. So it's Wooten with a scramble. Give him 7 on that zone read. Press coverage applied now by Fendenheim, and flying to the football off that run, it's Jordan Wilson. It looked like Tyler Cade Brown there was, check that, Tanner DeMassa and Parker McClure got to the ball carrier. Parker McClure with 260 career tackles now for that young man. Dirty 30, having a whale of a season as he does and as he has his entire career. And he's out there just roaming that middle of the field right now, just waiting to put a hit on somebody. He is just pacing around wanting to drop somebody. 3rd and 1 for the 49-yard line. Quick snap, and it looks like the Jags are going to have the first down. Great push off the offensive line that time, James. We have a perfect view of it, and the ball was at the midfield marker, and they were able to get about a 4-yard push right there, just enough to move the chains.
You got that 3rd and short right there. You see him hurry up like a bunch of ants to the line of scrimmage there, Kevin. It's low man wins. I'm going to get underneath your pads, and I'm going to push you backwards.
Braden McFarland, one of those guys in there, pushing the Red Mountain defense back as Wooten comes back with the play now as he gets the play into the huddle. Another guy out there doing some things is Greg Bienvenu. Defensive end and a tackle. 6'5", 260. Got to love that size. Play fake. They go to Wilson near side at the 50, 45 with a hole, and he's going to get drilled at the 40-yard line and drilled out of bounds right there by Dirty 30. Parker McClure all over that play as he came from the middle of the field. That's called playing sideline to sideline for Parker McClure. Another big-time stick on Jordan Wilson.
You know, it's a team game of football. Parker McClure doing a great job there, but give it up for those defensive linemen. They are clogging up the front, up in the front at the line of scrimmage in the trenches, and that allows those linebackers, Parker McClure and Skylar Edmonds, to run around and make plays like that.
That was a big hit, but after a 9-yard carry there by Jordan Wilson has been impressive here with his toughness. In fact, Wilson, he's had 2 200-yard rushing games this season. He went for 272 games against Chavez. This is Wilson again. He starts right, cuts it right up the middle of the field, and he's got the first down and a little bit more right there. Nice move there by Jordan Wilson, running laterally to the far side and then just put his foot in the ground, turned it up the field, and got that yardage necessary to move the sticks.
He looks like a ball carrier, doesn't he, Kevin? He's got the angle. He's got the pad level. He's got the burst of speed. He's secure with the football, high and tight, and he can run the rock.
He has that style, that dip and rip that we like to talk about, and he looks good doing it too.
He does.
He's flanked to the right of Wooten here.
He reminds me of some running back. It's going to come to me here in a minute.
They go to Wilson again, and Wilson kind of skirted sideways there behind his lineman, was rather patient there, and found a little bit of a crease there, was able to pick up a yard, maybe 2 at the most this time. Xavier Fendenheim, among others, over there trying to sniff that one out there. But when you get your cornerbacks up there in run support, and Cal Enders teaches that as well as anybody, it's always a major boon for your defense when the corners are involved in that tackling process.
Yeah, they're not afraid to come up and hit these corners for Red Mountain. They've always been fearless ever since I've been around the football team, and it's great to see them come up in run support. Not afraid to make a big hit, and as soon as they make that read and know that it's a run, they're flying to the football.
We are in quarter number 2 inside 8 minutes to go. 4 seconds on the play clock. Wooten's going to have to hurry. 3 wide receiver package now. Snap is back. He fumbles it. Now he's just going to dive on the football. Boy, that was set up to be failure there for Desert Ridge. They're not getting the play in as conveniently and as swiftly as they should be. But Wooten covers up the fumble there. Brandon Kasmerick was the nearest defender over there, and he was on the hunt, James, number 99.
99 just pouncing on that thing there for Red Mountain. Great job covering that up. That's going to force a big 3rd and long now here for this Red Mountain defense. I'm looking for this crowd to get on their feet, Kev.
For Kyle Enders defense, 3 in the key, control the line of scrimmage, stopping the run, no big plays, and get off the field on 3rd down. And we've seen a little mix of that here through this quarter and a half here. 6 on the play clock now as they break the huddle. And now Roy Lopez is going to have to take a timeout. Again, 2nd consecutive time, and that's time management. And James, just to put it simply here, that's just coaching on their sideline. They're having a difficult time getting the play in for whatever reason, but that's something they're going to have to adjust here.
Well, typically, at least speaking from experience, the reason is either you have the wrong personnel on the field, you don't have enough personnel on the field. Sometimes you'll have 10 guys out there, or you'll have 12, and you got to run a guy off and make sure you're not running the wrong guy off. And sometimes you just can't get all that accomplished before that play clock winds down, and you got to burn a timeout.
James, and Jeremy Hathcock's final year as the front man for Desert Ridge, the Jaguars went 1-5. They were 0-3 in the 6A Fiesta region. They were 0-4 right here at home. And they lost 4 straight to end the season. In fact, the Red Mountain Desert Ridge game was canceled due to COVID-19, as you might remember, so we didn't get to work that weekend. But no post for the first time in 15 years for the Desert Ridge Jaguars, all led by Jeremy Hathcock. This year, the Jags are 3-3. They're 0-1 in the 6A Fiesta region. That loss was to Higley. And they've outscored the opposition 174-163 through 6 contests. And they are 2-1 right here at Desert Ridge High School. Pistol formation. Wilson is the lone setback. Here comes the blitz. It was Skylar Evans. It's Wooten. He avoids it, throws down the middle of the field. The ball's going to be overthrown. He wanted Condi again. And how does a big man like that get wide open down the middle of the field?
Too much pressure up front. And unfortunately, somebody bit on the fake there and ran the wrong way and let that guy leak out the backside there, number 85, big Jacob Condi for Desert Ridge. But great pressure on the quarterback there by Skylar Edmonds. He almost had a sack.
Yeah, how about the stunt for 2-7 right there, blitzing the quarterback. It was just Skylar on his own, and he darn near took Wooten down. Clock will stop with 6:57 to go till halftime here in a punting situation here for Desert Ridge. It's 7-0 Red Mountain.
This just in, the play counter about to get used.
Michael Mallory is the deep back, and the punt will sail over his head and go out of bounds. So nice kick there by Richens. 6:50 to go till halftime. 7-0 Red Mountain. You are watching tonight's game on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network, Red Mountain TV. He's James Spoovy. I'm Kevin D. And we're trying to see if the Mountain Lions can pick up their 6th win of the year here tonight on the road.
On the road, first Fiesta region game here tonight, so you always want to make sure and try to win those games home or away. You got to get those region wins.
This is the 12th meeting amongst these two schools. Red Mountain leads at 6-5. They're trying to pick up their 7th win. And to my right, you can see Coach Enders working on that defense. There's a big hole up the middle. This is Lennox Lawson. And Lennox Lawson rips right through the middle there. And as he gets up after that tackle, promptly points to the north side of the field. That's a first down right there.
He just wanted to make sure that anyone had a doubt if he got the first or not. He definitely got the first. Nice run there by L3. A great first run of the series.
How about Lennox Lawson for a gain of 19 yards and a 1st and 10 here for Carter Crispin. Lawson remains in at the tailback spot. He gets the call again here. He tries the same hole, and this time the Jags are right there waiting for him at the point of contact right there. Big time stick there by Ridges, 5'2", and that is Braden Kobolinski making his 2nd tackle of the night, and that time he put a little lick on Lennox Lawson.
Kobolinski's come up and hit a couple of Red Mountain Lions here tonight. 6'2", 250, a big load there at 5'2" in that black jersey.
Now in the slot to the left, this Lennox Lawson. Jacoby Lane is in that X spot to the near side. Crispin with a slap of the hands. He wants to go to Lennox Lawson, catch at the 40, make a move, and lunge towards the 45-yard line was Lennox Lawson. Another catch for him. And a quick release there by Carter Crispin there as that pressure from Desert Ridge coming in. Roy Lopez is in his first year, just the 3rd ever head coach for Desert Ridge. And you just go back to Vincent Smith was the first bench boss they had, and then Jeremy Hathcock for a duration of time. And Coach Hathcock really built the program here at Desert Ridge. No question about that. It's Cooper Turley in the slot to the left. He's had back-to-back 5-reception games for Cooper Turley. They run it to Lennox again, and Lennox is going to be tackled for a loss in the backfield. Shooting the gap right there was, well, we'll give it Lance Holtzclaw in on the play, it looks like. JP pointed it out. But it was the other young man, Blake Wolver, 4'2", in on that play as well as he was assisting Mr. Holtzclaw. Wolver, a junior at 5'10", 185. For Lance Holtzclaw, 20 tackles for him, 30 overall with 7 TFLs, and he leads the team with 6 sacks. So Josh Barge's offense will have to give the ball away here. They're going to punt it. Now there's more movement up front once again. Clearly a procedured penalty. If the Mountain Lions can get a break right here, it would be encroachment on Desert Ridge. And if that was a 5-yard penalty on Ridge, that's going to give an advantage here and give them a chance to move the chains. But that was just optimism on my part, James. It's a 5-yarder. It's procedure against Red Mountain, and you clearly could see the penalty. Again, we got a front row seat here from the 50-yard line.
A great seat here, Kev. I like one thing that's a benefit to going to the visitors' bleachers. They're usually a little bit more shallow, so a little bit closer to the field.
I like our angle here. Again, the left side, make it the right side this time moved for Red Mountain. The right tackle had moved early. Well, we got a case of the walking wounded here for this football team. We got a bunch of guys that are on the shelf tonight. So in our Get Well segment, James, it's a long one tonight. Cooper Beecher, get well, my man. Jaden Hurst with that high ankle sprain. We're looking for him to get back, 7'7".
J-Man.
The J-Man. Gannon Lyles remains out with a knee injury, so Gannon, we're hoping that you can return soon, along with Quinn Roper, the big fella, and Nico Garces with a chance to play. That one's partially blocked. Cody Hall's punt is partially blocked. Great defense up there by Desert Ridge. It appears as though, from my standpoint, that Daniel Miller dove towards the punter, Cody Hall, and tipped that ball up into the air, and that is what they call a block punt.
That's exactly right. All effort once again on a block punt. He wanted it more than the man in front of him, and he got it.
4 minutes remain in the first half, 3:56 to be exact now for Desert Ridge, down by 7 here. They get the short field to see if they can take advantage of a special teams woe for Red Mountain, and you have to credit the defense and Daniel Miller. Ground game, Jordan Wilson, big hole into the second level, 25-yard line, still on his feet. He's finally going to be munched down around the 20-yard line there. Boy, Jordan Wilson runs low to the ground. He is difficult to to latch onto and hold onto. He's a tough tackle.
Fred Taylor is the guy I was trying to think of, Kev. Just the angle that he comes in there, and that's what you call gashing a defense right there.
Yes, it was. Fred Taylor out of, I want to say, Florida back in the day, and he played for Jacksonville. Long time.
Jacksonville Jaguars.
Very successful runner for the Jacksonville Jaguars. Under Mark Brunelli was his quarterback back then. Jimmy Smith and a whole bunch of guys are.
Keenan McCardell.
From the throwback machine, James Poovey right there. So it's Wooten again at quarterback. He'll throw it over the middle of the field, and the ball is going to be picked off. It's intercepted by the Mountain Lions. Looked like Xavier Fendenheim was the one that picked that ball off, but there's a penalty marker thrown on the play. So let's see if this one's going to hold up or not. And the Mountain Lions say they're going to have the football. And if that's the case, you got to credit Xavier Fendenheim with his first interception as a Mountain Lion.
Absolutely. Great job right there. In the middle of the field, just waiting for that ball to come in, sitting down in that zone defense and picking it off. Big-time turnover right there.
How about Andy's defense getting another takeaway right there at the 3:18 mark of half number one, just as the Desert Ridge Jaguars were starting to knock on the door a little bit, and they had to deal with Jordan Wilson. And I tell you what, that's a great interception there by Fendenheim.
That was a fantastic interception. And, Kevin, at just the right time, too, when Desert Ridge is driving the football, about to punch it in, about to make some kind of scoring chance, the Mountain Lions defense rises to the occasion.
Guess what I'm doing here? I'm taking the top off with Jacoby Lane right here, right now.
Absolutely.
Carter Crispin checks in at quarterback. He's got Villanueva up flank to his left.
Go deep, young man.
3 wide receivers now. There goes Lennox in motion. They run it to Villanueva. Villanueva bounces to the outside. Villanueva in space. Villanueva at the 30, 35, 40. Cuts inside, and he's still on his feet, and he'll take it towards the 48-yard line. Penalty marker on the play. The referee has thrown his hat and his flag, so that is 2 infractions right there, and and he's looking right at the Red Mountain bench. So I'm not sure what happened there. And you talk about having a question for Mike Peterson. That's one we're going to ask about a little bit later on. What in the world happened on that long run by Josiah Villanueva?
That was some kind of run there by the Typhoon. Power football once again on display there for 3-4.
38-yard dash for Villanueva. Let's see if it holds up. Again, we had the referee. He threw his flag and he threw his white hat towards the Mountain Lion bench. So that's at least 2 infractions. So we'll see as they talk things over and sort it out. 3:05 to go till halftime. It's still 7-0. On the strength of a 4-yard touchdown run from Josiah Villanueva, his 6th rushing touchdown of the campaign. And this is indeed going against Red Mountain, so that'll negate a 38-yard run for Villanueva. He had an 80-yard touchdown run earlier in the season. He had a 30-yard touchdown run last week on that great delay play. What a wonderful play call from Josh Barge. So they're going to nail the Mountain Lions for at least a 10-yard penalty, and without the referee
ejected,
without the referee coming to the middle of the field and giving us some sort of indication. Did you pick up on someone was ejected, James?
That's appears of what I heard over the PA, but we'll get clarification on that. I heard a chorus of boos here.
Well, then who was ejected? I don't see anybody shown to the gate here. I believe that maybe there was a coach or someone on the sidelines. I don't think it was a player.
I didn't see anything going on the field. It must have been something behind the play, Kev, that we were watching Josiah down here about the 40, 45-yard line, and it was way back behind the play.
My guess is that Leo Aviles has been ejected from the game. That's just what I can guess, because I can see Leo trying to defend the situation here, but I think Leo Aviles has been ejected here as Mike Peterson will head out to the official and look for an explanation here. But that was I know that the referee was on a coach for sure, and it looks like Mr. Aviles was the one down there. Again, we're just speculating from the 50-yard line high atop here in the stands.
What are we, about 18 rows up here, Kevin? Again, not too high, not too low, just right.
Oh, no, it is absolutely
right.
perfect, because at the Liberty game, we were a little too low.
Yes,
If
mm-hmm.
I can just barely see the tops of the helmets, that means I can't see the field side on the near side. So we'll continue to talk this one over here. Clock remains stopped at 3:05. A long conversation here with Mike Peterson here. James, pay some bills, won't you?
Football fans, listen to the Red Mountain football broadcast team of Kevin Derryberry and yours truly, home and away on Red Mountain TV on YouTube. Download the app now and listen to the game tonight. Bring your headphones to the game and tune into Red Mountain football on YouTube.
By the way, with that being said, James, I'd like to thank Parker and Sons as Josiah Villanueva, when he scored that run from 4 yards away on that touchdown, Parker and Sons gave Red Mountain football another $100. With the benefit of that from Josiah Villanueva, Parker and Sons, for all of your heating and cooling needs, there will be no Melvins on your job. So we continue to talk things over. Now, the referee went over and spoke with Roy Lopez, and now it appears as though we're ready to play football after all of that. And from our vantage point here, we don't have any explanation. We have no idea what just happened there, other than it looks as though Leo Aviles has been ejected. Again, that's just speculation. So Carter Crispin back to work here as Lennox Lawson goes in motion to the far side. 4 wide receiver package now. This is Jacoby Lane, makes the catch, makes a move, stiffs arm the defender, and is going to be shoved out of bounds. Nice work right there by Desert Ridge. That's KJ Minifield, and that's a matchup that we'd like to feature here most of the evening. KJ Minifield, one of the better defensive backs in the Fiesta region, working on Jacoby Lane, and I would imagine that KJ Minifield is going to shadow Jacoby Lane most of the night.
Yeah, that's about the most equal matchup there. DB to big, tall, 6'5" wide receiver.
Pass caught there by Lennox Lawson. Looks for a block to the outside. He's got the first down, and he's going to walk out of bounds there. Nice job there. Carter Crispin showing some elusivity, evading that pass rush. Got himself into an open area, got his feet set, and just nice little touch pass into a wide open Lennox Lawson's hands, and Lennox did the rest with a little rack.
L3 turned on the Jets there. Great job as well. At the end of the play, did it real quick, switch the hands there, make sure you keep that football secure, get it to the outside, and get it away from that defender.
Crispin to Lennox Lawson, a gain of 20 yards, first and 10. Red Mountain working left to right, 2:32 to go. This is Villanueva, bunched up in the middle, tries to escape the middle, and he's got nowhere to go. Good defense again by Desert Ridge as they clogged that middle this time. For Ridge, it was Ryan Palacios over there to make the tackle. Palacios, a sophomore, 5'9", a $125. Still 7-0 Mountain Lions here in this first half, approaching the 2-minute mark of quarter number 2.
A quick moving ball game, Kev. It hasn't even been an hour yet.
Crispin with a play fake, looks over the middle field. He's got nowhere to go. He's in trouble, and he's going to perhaps fumble the football. We'll see what the call is here. It's going to be another long, drawn-out conversation here, but credit Daniel Miller pressuring the quarterback, and hopefully it's an incomplete pass. It looked like Carter Crispin had his arm up and was trying to release the football and had a receiver in front of him, and just credit Miller for the defense right there. He could not get that pass off.
Pressure coming in a hurry that time off the right side from the Desert Ridge defensive line and just right in the face of Carter Crispin.
So with 1:55 to go, Red Mountain will take a timeout here. They've got a 7-0 lead here. James, we do it often, but the idea is here, do you want to be conservative with the football right here, or do you want to take a couple chances here?
I was just thinking, Kevin, right before you said that, I cannot believe that we're not up by more than 7-0. We need to get the football down the field.
You have to credit the Jaguar defense
if
here
you're
this
asking
evening.
my opinion.
And, you know, this is a Fiesta region game. You got to expect it's going to be a tougher contest.
Sure. It's always a battle when we play Desert Ridge. They've always been physical. They'll hit you, and it's just a known thing. You got to expect it.
So the sideline gang and the long team scoreboard are all on the same page. It's 3rd and 8 from the 35-yard line. The Mountain Lions have the football. 3 wide receivers now for Crispin to work with. Takes the snap, rolls to the near side. He throws towards Jacoby Lane, and Jacoby stopped this route. Crispin wanted Jacoby Lane there, and Jacoby broke the route off. And perhaps a little miscommunication there between Carter Crispin and Jacoby Lane, but the ball was thrown a little underneath Jacoby Lane perhaps Crispin thought he was going to curl in, and had he done that, that ball would have been right on the money, but that's not what happened.
Yeah, I think it was he was looking for Jacoby to cut inside of KJ Minifield right there and head towards the corner, but unfortunately, as you mentioned, Jacoby Lane stopping the route.
4th down situation here for Cody Hall. Snap is back. That's a good snap. Cody Hall boots this one up there into the night sky. That's a good punt there, and it's going to take a roll. It's Minifield going to field the punt. And now the back judge blows his whistle. I think KJ might have signaled a fair catch, and once you do that, you kind of give yourself up. You're not able to advance the football. So we got a few things to find out what happened at halftime here and what the calls were or what they weren't. But some zany activity on the Red Mountain sideline, and there's still conversation over there. Perhaps that's the Mr. Eubanks, the AD for the Mesa School District. Of course, Jason Grantham is the AD for Red Mountain. Les Wilsey from the AIA 365 is down taking some notes. He'll be covering tonight's game. We'll have a nice write-up on the AIA 365 website. So Wooten back to work. Empty set for him. Snap is back. He looks this way into the pocket. He breaks a tackle, and he'll just give himself up about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. Wooten that time on the scramble, and he's got an ability to move the football with his legs, James.
Yeah, Wooten's a dangerous player. If he decides to run it and he gets into some space, he can get loose.
So with a hurry-up approach right now for Coach Roy Lopez. 5 wide receivers and an empty set for Wooten. He's got the tight end in the slot to the left side, and that's why he's listed as a wide receiver. And we just think about that size. We've talked about it already, but you just can't teach it. 6'3", 225. So he's got the tight end body, but he lines up in the slot quite a bit. And you think about some players around the league, Travis Kelce being one of them, who are able to do the same thing. They line up in the slot. Travis Kelce is often referred to as a wide receiver. I think he had the most yards ever in the National Football League as a tight end, some 1,400 yards last year for the Kansas City Chiefs. And the guy that we had on this Red Mountain team that looked similar to that was 87 Jordan Morris, and he's battling back from an ACL tear.
Yeah, Morris is the same sort of tight end. I've been watching a lot of Condi here tonight. He's got some speed too, Kevin.
Yeah, he's got a little wiggle. There's a little wiggle down the sideline, breaking a tackle and picking up big yardage. That's Wooten over to Jordan Wilson out of the backfield position. Jordan Wilson, again, showing you his ability, this time as a receiver, but he breaks tackles and had big yardage right there.
You know, we always hear, Kevin, about the offers and all this other stuff. If this kid doesn't have an offer of some sort, I don't know what's going on, because this guy can run the football.
That was a gain of 28 yards right there on a pass reception from Jordan Wilson from Major Wooten. 62 seconds to go to intermission here. It's Desert Ridge on the march now. Holtzclaw checks into the near side. Snap is back for Wooten. He looks over the middle of the field. The ball's caught by Holtzclaw, and Holtzclaw makes the catch and then makes a move past the line to gain. He's got the first down. Nice reception there by Lance Holtzclaw, as Wooten with a quick tempo right there, able to feed the wide receiver. Nice catch there and a chain-moving play. As Wooten will spike it here to stop the clock with 52 seconds to go.
A little home cooking right there, Kev. We're not going to start the clock until we get lined up, and then we're going to hurry up and clock it. I like that.
On the previous play, it was Wooten to Holtzclaw for 14 yards. And as they conveniently took enough time to clock it, as they say, and that seemed like it took 3-4 seconds to clock that, didn't it? But the clock stopped at 52.3 here. 16 on the 30-second play clock here. Working towards the south end zone of the Desert Ridge Jaguars at 3-3, led by their head coach, Roy Lopez. Snap is back to Wooten. He throws on the run. The ball is caught far sideline, and rolling out of bounds is the wide receiver. They say roll the clock. So that catch was complete and made by Jacob Gomez, his first reception of the game. 5'8", $140, and now Roy Lopez's Jaguars will take a timeout here with 39.5 seconds to go. His team down 7-0.
Oh, by the way, number 21, Jordan Wilson, also good at picking up the blitz there as well.
He's a complete
Wow.
back, right? He's got that size. He's strong. He's really, really agile, and he's a sure-handed young man as well.
Absolutely.
However, he only has 3 receptions on the year heading in to this game. He had 3 catches for 73 yards against Hamilton. And those are his only 3 catches of the year, and that's against Hamilton. Some big dogs, right? So this kid can play. Going back to your offer point, maybe he does have an offer or two. We'll look that up. But, this young man, he's got some scoots, to say the least.
Absolutely. My goodness.
We mentioned the last meeting between these two schools. Of course, last year's game was blanked because of COVID, but they played in 2019. In fact, Red Mountain defeated Desert Ridge in the opener that season. They beat them 34-14 in week 1, and then it was 49-35 in the postseason. 2-0 against the Jags that year. From the 16-yard line of Red Mountain, it's Wooten back to throw. Here comes a blitz. He steps up in the pocket. He throws towards the end zone, and the ball's incomplete. Skyler Edmonds among a couple dudes right there applying pressure on the quarterback, Major Wooten.
You know what I love about this Red Mountain linebacking core is when they got to turn it up, they turn it up, Kevin. That's exactly what Skyler did right there, coming off the edge. They didn't even hardly block him. They tried to chip him with 2 guys, but he went right through them and right through to the quarterback.
I'd like to shout out and say hello to Mrs. Enders and the entire Ender household watching tonight's game from afar. Of course, Crew's hanging out at home with Mama. So we want to say hello to Crew and Mama, Mrs. Enders. But for Kyle, I want to get him mic'd up, and I want to hear him coach during the game. We never get a chance to get a glimpse of Andy working. We see him from afar. But that kick is blocked. The kick is blocked. It's a free ball. And finally, it's going to be picked up by Xavier Sanchez. A blocked field goal by the Mountain Lions, and they dodge a huge bullet here as they will continue to pitch the shutout here in half number 1 with 30 seconds to go.
The story of this first half, Kevin, bend but don't break defense for the Red Mountain Lions. Once again, Desert Ridge threatens, but the defense for Red Mountain shuts them off.
Bend but don't break one more time for Kyle Enders' defense. I was talking about Andy. I just want to see him just working. I can see him coaching right now with so much passion.
You love to see it.
I just want to hear it.
You absolutely love to see it.
They set up a screen to Lennox Lawson. Makes the catch, turns the other direction. 35, 40, still on his feet, and he's going to be tackled around the 42-yard line as the flag came in for the back judge. 2 penalty markers on the field here. And, boy, James, we mentioned early on we did not have this officiating crew's information to share with you, but I'll tell you what, this has turned into a penalty-marred first half. My goodness.
You know, we talk about it. We talked about it last night. We talk about it every week. If we talk about the officials, if we don't talk about the officials a lot, the officials did a really good job.
Right. And it's
that's
tough.
not the case here tonight, unfortunately. And not that they're not doing a good job. They're just throwing a little bit too many flags and not allowing them to play football.
It's a tough job. No doubt about it. It's not an easy job. First and 18 now from the 28-yard line. Crispin steps up in the pocket. Here comes the pressure. He tries to step through some defensive players, and he's going to go down this time. Colin Gordon there defensively for the Jags. 6 seconds to go. Does Coach Pete take a timeout?
Dial up, draw up a shot down the field right here. Kev, what do you say?
I tell you what, why not? When you got a guy like Jacoby Lane, take a shot. However, even if there's a penalty or a pass interference penalty, it's not like you're going to get the benefit of that yards. So you're really looking for a Hail Mary and for a guy to break away, get space, and house one. That's what you're looking for here.
I'm running L3 on a cross out of the slot right here. I'm running a go route with Jacoby Lane. If that safety doesn't bite and go help with Jacoby, I'm hitting L3 on the cross, and he's going to take it to the house.
We haven't seen a lot of slants or quick passes over the middle here. We've seen some rollouts and some deeper balls, but we haven't seen anything quick over the middle, and perhaps we could see something here. So Connor Crispin with a 7-0 lead with 6 seconds to go to play with here in this first half. He's got Jacoby Lane to the near side. Cooper Turley is checked into the far side, and 2 receivers to the slot to the left. You've got Lennox Lawson and the tight end Preston Heap as the referee stands in between Josiah Villanueva and Carter Crispin. Well, the referee has been in control of this one here. As I mentioned, we were trying to do some digging here to see who had that block kick. And, James, I'm going to ask you, do you think you know who blocked that kick?
I did not see it, so I do not know for sure.
I had an idea, but I wasn't sure, and it's going to be one of two guys. It's going to be either Skylar Edmonds, and that would not surprise you if it was Skylar Edmonds, or it was Xavier Sanchez. One of those two guys, we believe, blocked that field goal by Richens. Crispin with 5 to work with. Crispin flushed out of the pocket. Loads up, throws, sideline route, and there's nobody home. 1.2 seconds to go in the half. Boy, you talk about the clock operation where they got interestingly slow at one point. This is a case where you've an experienced clock operator will just run that clock off.
Yeah, we're already heading back to the for round 2 at the nacho stand, Kev.
So thank you very much for stopping the clock. You give the Red Mountain Lions one more play here.
Sure.
On a 3rd and go, a 3rd and everything.
They got to take a shot right here. 3rd and 14. Last play of the half. Let's go.
I like to just run a quick hitter to Lennox Lawson right over the middle of the field and let him do his thing. Crispin rolls out. Wants to throw a deep ball, but he's not going to be able to. He's going to get sacked. Carter Crispin sacked on the final play of half number 1. It was Daniel Miller picking up his 4th sack of the season, and that is how this first half comes to a close. 24 minutes are in the books here from Desert Ridge High School as the Mountain Lions will take a 7-0 lead here into the locker room here at the break. It's Josiah Villanueva, his 6th rushing touchdown of the season from 4 yards away. The point after try by Kai Evans was good. That's the only scoring of half number 1 here from Desert Ridge High School in the 6A Fiesta Region contest. James, it's halftime, and as we like to say each and every halftime, stay with us for all of our halftime festivities coming up next. You're watching Red Mountain Football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Desert Ridge High School. Kevin Derrybear alongside James Poovey. Special thank you to all of our sponsors: Dry Force, Chuck Fines Meat, Tate's AC Heating and Cooling, McDonald Orthodontics, MG Automation, McCarthy Construction, Dr. Corey Giles, Family Dental Care. Dr. Giles, you're watching tonight's game here in the stands and listening as well. Thank you for being a supporter of Red Mountain football. And we'd like to thank Superior Home Pros and 3G Construction. We're underway. Second half has begun. And for whatever reason, the officials are already making an impact here in the second half as we hear from the PA announcer that the Jags have received a sideline warning here to begin half number 2. We found out that it was Coach Avalos that did get booted there in the first half, and there wasn't really a good explanation as to what happened other than the fact that maybe Coach had stepped on the field barking out some instructions or doing a little coaching, a little teaching, and somehow or another the white-hatted official didn't necessarily appreciate that for some reason. But that is the story we hear from the rumor mill, if you will. Nothing concrete. We'll continue to work on that. They go back up the middle again, and this is Trevor. Excuse me. I don't know why I keep calling this young man Trevor for some reason. You mentioned the Giants a minute ago, and that fouled me up. Trevor Wilson used to be a pitcher for the Giants. But it's Jordan Wilson. Jordan Wilson is the standout athlete for Desert Ridge. This young man is quite a ball carrier.
He got about 4 yards after contact right there on that run just now, Kevin.
Give him 6 to start the second half as they go up the middle. Major Wooten again at quarterback here out of the pistol formation. 3 wide receivers now with Wilson behind him. They fake it him. They give him a little delay and delay that second burst. And Wilson is still on his feet out across the 40-yard line into Red Mountain territory. So if you try to take on Mr. Jordan Wilson up high, you can't do it. And you've got to literally wrap him up by the legs, the lower extremity there, because he is just too tough and he breaks tackles.
He is like a bull in a china closet right there, Kevin, running through the line of scrimmage with authority, pads down, head down, and ready to rock into that secondary and into that second level of that Red Mountain defense.
So Jordan Wilson, a gain of 16 yards, and why not continue to go to him if you can't stop him? Continue to feed him the football. Once again, out of the pistol, it's Jordan Wilson, flank to the right. They give it to him again, another little bit delay. He runs this way and then stops the route and then tries to turn it up the field, and he shouldn't have done that because the Mountain Line front four was there waiting for him. Great push up front, this time by the Red Mountain defense.
Kasmerick, among others, in there for Red Mountain. A great charge, and once again, Kev, great team defense. One guy starts to wrap up the ball carrier, and then everybody else just swarms to the football.
I indeed saw 99. Wanted to confirm that with the binoculars, and Parker McClure was pretty close to him too, but I thought, yeah, that was 99. Brandon Kasmerick, great play right there. That's a TFL for 99. 2nd and 11. From the 37-yard line of the Mountain Lions, working right to left, it's Major Wooten. Again, another little fake toss. They give it to him on a sweep, and it's Wilson again as he runs towards the numbers, turns it up the field, and another powerful run there as he works on that left side of that offensive line there with another impressive run there.
One day we're going to have telestrating capabilities, Kevin, but right now that was a backside, just power football. They pull the backside guard and tackle around, and if they get around that corner with those blockers and you got 21 Jordan Wilson coming behind there with a big head of steam, look out.
And look out for sophomore Greg Bienvenu. 6'5", 260. You have to slow down when you say that. Greg Bienvenu. What an athlete he is. Well, we're going to get a pause here. Officials timeout. A football had somehow ended up on the field. Looked like tight ends coach. Well, that wasn't Diego Hernandez. But we saw some of the coaches there at the break there. They're all fired up. We saw Josh Barge and Todd Heap with Diego Hernandez, Coach Enders.
Coach others. Pete.
Talked to Pete for just a brief second. There's Wilson again. And Wilson is going to get to the point of contact, and he's going to get dropped right there. Parker McClure up there to lead the way. Dirty 30 with a big-time hit on Jordan Wilson. Penalty marker comes in. The word I was looking for at halftime when we were talking was penalty marred. And this first half was penalty marred, and we haven't played but a couple of minutes here of the second half. and we've had 3 penalties here in the first 3 minutes and some change.
I would like to know what that penalty was on right there, Kevin. Was it I have no idea. All of a sudden they mark off 10 yards.
If we're able to see the official come out to the center of the field and give us some sort of a preliminary indication or any indication at all, that would be fantastic. We could start to rhyme or reason with a few things, but we just had a TFL with a great stick in the backfield by McClure, and they wave it off for a 10-yard penalty. 6:47 to go in this third quarter. Unless that's at 8. Longsheep scoreboard challenge. Wilson up the middle again. And I tell you what, there was a defender right there, but the quicks from Jordan Wilson to just whiz by the defender there and run into Parker McClure and friends.
Yeah, Tanner DeMassa was right in there, I believe, making first contact, but Parker McClure was eyeing that from the Mike linebacker position, and he knew, almost could tell that Jordan Wilson was going to get the call on that play and came up and gave him the business. Good
sign for Coach Ender's defense as Quinn Roper has jogged onto the field. So that's a great sign right there as you get Quinn Roper ready to go. For Roper, he's got 9 tackles, 2 behind the line of scrimmage this year. 2nd and 7 from the 14-yard line for Major Wooten. They run it to Wilson on a sweep. Here comes the pressure. He breaks a tackle, turns it up the field, and he's got a first down and a little bit more. Looked like Tyler Cade Brown was on the pursuit from the defensive lineman position, and he'll be shy of the necessary yardage to get the first down, maybe by a half of a football. It's very close. 7-0 Red Mountain here.
21 Jordan Wilson just continues to impress here for Desert Ridge. He's a big reason why the Jaguars, along with that 10-yard penalty, are down in scoring territory here right now in Red Mountain Lion territory.
And they've been in the red zone 2 times before this. They had a field goal blocked and an interception. Short yardage situation, 31. They go to the up back, the short back, and he's going to move the pile and have the necessary yardage for the first down. Another powerful run. This time it was a different ball carrier, Angelo Pafumi. For Pafumi, 28 totes before that one, 178 yards, 6.4 yard per carry average with 1 touchdown for Angelo Pafumi. Of course, the Mountain Lions and Coach Pafumi at Skyline have some history. I do remember at one time that the Red Mountain locker room was torn to shreds by the Skyline Coyotes, allegedly.
I indeed remember that.
Wilson, I just happen to remember because I remember doing the wraps the second time because they were all scarred and marred, and that looks like it's going to be a Jordan Wilson touchdown. He continued to just submarine down below that pile and get himself into the end zone.
That offensive line for Desert Ridge was not going to be denied right there. Alec Peer, one of the guys among the frakiest down there, but that final push, you know, I was surprised they didn't blow the whistle there. Kevin and Desert Ridge's offensive line said, hey, let's push them into the end zone if they're not going to blow the play dead.
Well, in fun, they blow the whistle for everything else, so I'm right there with you. I would have expected there a quick whistle, but you got to credit Jordan Wilson as he continued to just burrow his way down there and power his way into the end zone for the 6th time of the season. And now the Jaguars are a point after try from taking the lead here or tying it up. They go to Condi, the tight end, as the wildcat position, and he takes it in for the 2-point conversion. So it's Condi for the 2. Jacob Condi, all 6'3", 225 of them taking the direct snap and working right behind the right guard in the center and plunges into the end zone for a 2-point conversion. At the 6:40 mark of this third quarter, it's now the Jags 8 and the Red Mountain Lions 7. And if you're Mike Peterson, you're going to have to get Josh Barge's offense off the deck here right now.
Absolutely, right now. That was a great run right there by Condi. He got the direct snap. They also had another big offensive lineman in there, maybe going with a little bit of heavy package that time for Desert Ridge, but a great plunge into the end zone. And as you mentioned, Kevin, it is time now for this Red Mountain offense to come to life.
Get a little momentum in this building here. Jump. What is this, the tune they play at Wisconsin? At the University of Wisconsin?
I think so, yeah.
There's certain songs, certain venues that they play certain kind of music I can identify with, and I think you see 70,000, 80,000 fans all wearing red.
Just going crazy.
Going bananas. Yeah. Man, that's a lot of fun. I think Virginia has...
I might know the question. I might know the answer to this question already, but what's the best college football atmosphere you've been a part of, or game that you've been a part of? Not broadcasting. I'm just saying just
Yeah,
attending
of course.
or anything.
That kick goes deep into the end zone. That'll be a touchback here. Nice leg there from Tyler Richens. Most exciting venue I've ever been to. College football, you're saying?
Yeah.
College football.
Most exciting college football game you've ever been to.
Oh, whew, man, it's tough. I spent 25 years with my dad at Sun Devil Stadium, so we got a bunch there. Michigan State, Arizona State, back in the day. Andre Rison.
All right.
Man, I don't know. I got to come up with that. How about a little run play here? Lorenzo, man, I'm trying to think of the tailback for the Michigan State Spartans back in the day with the impressive head coach. Michigan State, George Perlis, I think, was their head coach. Lorenzo White was the tailback, number 44.
Okay.
Andre Bad Moon Rison was one of the wideouts. Michigan State, ASU blocked a kick late in that ball game to preserve the win. That was one of them. ASU over Nebraska, probably number one. That was the most electric atmosphere I think I'd ever seen. My dad and I were on the field after that one. That was a heck of a game. This is Jacoby Lane down the sideline, and Jacoby Lane is going to be grabbed and wrestled to the turf there. A tremendous open field tackle displayed by Desert Ridge's Roman Mancini. Phenomenal Italian name Mancini. Another tackle for him. 5'9", 155. He's already had an interception in this game. His third of the season. Jacoby Lane breaks the huddle and starts up at the near side here. Crispin working out of the pistol formation. They run it to Villanueva. Villanueva is going to fight his way towards the first down. Right across the 31-yard line is what he needed to move the chains, and he did just that. He needed 2, he got 3, and Josiah Villanueva moves the chains here. We had some fun with some family members of Josiah. I'm assuming maybe it was his mom, but we asked Mrs. Villanueva, what is Josiah's nickname? And how did she answer? Do you remember? She gave us a name. We weren't familiar with it. Villanueva makes the catch on the far sideline, and he's going to be grabbed and thrown down to the turf at the 30-yard line.
I think she said Cy. Just Cy. They call him Cy.
Cy, okay. Nice defensive play there by Ridges. Logan Rogers, his 32nd tackle of the season. Of course, we said, no, that's not what it is. It's the Typhoon. And she said, oh, you're right, it is.
She said he's no Typhoon at home, though, is what she said.
Well, that's a whole nother deal there, right? Preston Heap to the near side. In the slot to the right of Carter Crispin is Jacoby Lane. First time we've seen him work out of the slot this time. Crispin, his pass to Lennox Lawson. Lennox Lawson makes the catch on the boundary and then tiptoes his way up the sideline there, trying to get some extra yardage there, but he's going to have maybe 2, maybe 3 at the most there. But you have to credit Desert Ridge's front four there. They're getting in the backfield. They're wreaking havoc on Carter Crispin. And it doesn't appear that he has any real easy passing lanes to throw the football, at least over the middle of the field. He's only working on the outskirts of the field here.
Yeah, he's not able to set his feet with very much regularity here tonight, and he's having trouble getting the ball down the field. And this Desert Ridge secondary is doing a great job keeping everything in front of him as well.
Play fake to Mallory. Here comes Carter Crispin on the roll. Wants to throw the football. Throws the deep ball. Looking for Jacoby Lane, and Jacoby Lane had a chance at it, and the ball was batted down, and there's going to be a penalty marker on Jacoby Lane as well. In the vicinity of the coverage with Roman Mancini, and it looked like Jacoby was going to just catch the ball, and then Mancini stuck his hand in there, broke up the pass, but he also got too much body on Jacoby Lane. Maybe they were riding on the back of Jacoby Lane at the end of that play.
He brought that arm down over the top, tried to bat that football down, and then come across the top of the arm of Jacoby Lane. They're going to call that one every single time. Kind of like basketball, Kev. If you try to steal it here, they're going to call it, but my wife will teach me if you get it from underneath, poke it from underneath, they won't call that.
Nice little basketball tip right there from Pookie. Keon Turner right there, too. It was Keon Turner, the free safety, also back there with Mancini working on Jacoby Lane. Of course, Crispin threw that ball in the double coverage, but you have to take a chance right here. You're down by 1 with 4:19 to go, and they haven't gone vertical very much tonight. And when they have, it was picked off. First play of the game was a pass, a deep ball to Jacoby Lane. That was his first target. I think he's been targeted 3 times, but on the first target, the ball was intercepted. 1 of 2 on the night for Carter Crispin.
Yeah, you almost feel like this offense hasn't really got in gear all night long, but it's a great time to do it right here and right now.
And you have to credit the Jacks defense for that, them not getting in gear. They have been very stiff up front. Mallory with the carry this time. He picks up a couple of yards, but nowhere to go as Kobolinski up there to make his third tackle of the night for Kobolinski. Good crowd for the home team here. Again, as they celebrate and recognize cancer awareness here. A lot of pink, a nice pink out here at Desert Ridge tonight.
Absolutely. We did the same thing last week over at Red Mountain.
And we saw some pink at Basham last night as well. There's a nice pass to Lennox Lawson, and Lennox Lawson makes the catch. I am picking up some play-by-play from the PA announcer. Are you hearing the same thing? That's unusual.
I'm picking up a little bit of that as well.
Lennox Lawson, he always has that ability to make the first man miss, and he did it right there again, but the second man came in and cleaned up the play to only allow Lennox Lawson for a modest gain of about 5 yards right there. 3rd and 5 from the Jags, 47-yard line. 3:16 to go in a swift-moving third quarter.
This offense has got to continue to roll right here, convert, and get another first down.
Coach Peterson in his 5th year for the Mountain Lions. Just the 3rd coach in the school's history as well. Good pass right there into the hands of Jacoby Lane, and now they're going to say he's out of bounds.
Oh.
Boy, KJ Minifield was over there doing his best officiating right there and said that ball was out of bounds, and the head linesman said, you know what, I think I agree with you, and he got him to bite on that call.
He sold that and a oceanfront condo there as well to that referee on that one. Great job.
You buying some oceanfront property in Yuma, Arizona?
Yes.
Cooper Turley breaks the huddle to the far side. Lennox Lawson in the slot to the left. Jacoby Lane stands at the numbers on the near side. There goes Lennox in motion. This is going to be a gadget play. It's Edmonds. Rifles a pass to Lennox Lawson, and he makes the catch. Skylar Edmonds doing Skylar Edmonds things right there. He blocks kicks, intercepts balls, sacks quarterbacks, tackles people for a loss, and now he's playing some quarterback right there. What a throw there. A little smoke on that one to Lennox Lawson. He made the catch, moved up the line, and got the first down.
One of the guys I absolutely love to see before every football game, Skylar Edmonds. Hey, how about you get in there on offense and throw a first down pass for us, guy? Get in there and go.
He's like, you know what?
Sure, Coach, I'm on it.
I'm place kicking right now. I'm going to start kicking in another game here pretty quick. There's Mallory trying to bounce off some tackles, and here comes the cavalry for the Desert Ridge Jaguars.
How about the toughness there from Michael Mallory? He got hit by about 14 Desert Ridge Jaguars on that one play.
And one of those guys was Caden Rojas, and then Roman Mancini also in the mix. Penalty marker on the play. That's going to surprise a lot of you. 2:49 to go. 8-7 is the score here. The Jags have the lead, and it's Red Mountain now on the march, working left to right. But you can see a couple of changes that they have made here at the break. They're not really throwing the ball down the field, but they're kind of doing some West Coast stuff, little dink and dunk right now.
Yeah, trying to get underneath the defense. The defense is not letting a whole lot behind them, so they're saying, okay, they're going to give us the short underneath stuff. We're going to take it and convert it.
Credit these guys up front, though. Nico O'Neill, Jefferson Giles, Max Bray, Rudy Robertson. Of course, Josh McElroy is the anchor tonight. He's the left tackle. This is Crispin from the pocket. Here comes some pressure. He dumps it off over the middle. Ball's caught by Preston Heap. Heap eludes one tackler, and he'll dive towards the 40-yard line there. And one thing that Preston Heap has done the last couple of weeks, he's been a very good target, and he's been open a lot. He's finding ways to get open over the middle of the field, and he's making plays.
Yeah, that's a great job right there by Preston Heap to just continue to work. If you run your initial route, the quarterback can't get you the football. You're taught to get open, work back towards the quarterback. Don't go further down the field. Work back towards your quarterback and give him some hope. 2nd and
12 from the 43-yard line. Snap back to Crispin. Pass near side. Ball is caught, and the ball will go out of bounds. That was a textbook football play right there. A great pass by Carter Crispin, and a wonderful route by Jacoby Lane as he ran an out route with precision, and that he put that foot in the ground, got himself open to the boundary, and a great pass on time, on target.
Excellent job getting out of the break right there by the 6'5" receiver for the Red Mountain Lions. He is something to watch.
Jacoby Lane is an outstanding talent. 617 yards, 10 tutties on the season. There goes Jacoby down the middle of the field. The ball's caught, and he's belted at the 18-yard line. jumping in the air and high pointing that one with Jacoby Lane. A little slow to get up. He took another shot from Mangini and company, but the delivery of the football with some velocity on it, that was a fantastic throw and a great catch by Jacoby Lane. What a pass by Crispin.
A great pass by Crispin. We got to start with the credit for the offensive line because they kept him clean, gave him time to throw the football. He waited for Lane to come open and fired a dart there. He had to go up and get it, but great catch there by Jacoby Lane.
Fantastic play. Here comes Josiah Villanueva. Ball spotted on the, we'll call it the 18-yard line. 20-yard pass play, Crispin to Jacoby Lane. And he threw it into coverage, but Jacoby Lane able to leap up in the air and haul that one in. And he caught that ball right there on number 5. That ball was placed right on the 5 of his jersey. Outstanding throw.
Great throw there by Carter Crispin. He hasn't faced this much pressure all season long, and he's starting to deal with it really well here late in the third.
They've got to wake up just a little bit here. Here's Crispin to the end zone. Nobody home this time. Back pylon. The nearest Red Mountain player was there. Looked like Preston Heap was over there. Jacoby Lane was double covered up front around the 10-yard line.
Yeah, Minifield all over Jacoby Lane that time, not letting him anywhere near that end zone.
And quite frankly, KJ Minifield has done a nice job defending Jacoby Lane here tonight. He's not having one of those big-time games here. He's making some plays here, and he probably will end up with close to 100 yards receiving. And if he gets in the end zone, that won't be anything new. But this kid is just a junior.
Unbelievable.
Crispin's just a junior. 9-5, they call it. We'll see what happens. Crispin wanted Jacoby Lane, feels the pressure, escapes the pressure, wanted to backpedal for a second, and now he just throws it out of bounds. That took a long time for Carter Crispin to finally get rid of the football, but that was a heady play. He kept trying to live on and continue to play on, but Daniel Miller continued to apply that pass rush and made it difficult for Crispin, but he finally just made a heady play and threw it out of bounds to live to another day.
Miller just bearing down on him the entire way, was relentless on that pass rush there, and Crispin just simply could not get the hips flipped and get those feet set in time to throw the football downfield.
That was a really nice play there by Daniel Miller, again applying some pass rush. 8-7, it's Desert Ridge with the lead. The Mountain Lions are threatening. It's 4th down at 7. This is a huge play. Out of the pistol. Crispin towards Lennox Lawson. He makes the catch, and that's going to be a Red Mountain touchdown. A 15-yard touchdown reception for Lennox Lawson. What a ball there. A nice lofted pass there with some touch from Carter Crispin, and he hits a wide-open Lennox Lawson for his 4th touchdown reception of the year.
A fantastic pitch and catch right there from Carter Crispin to Lennox Lawson. It all started with a fantastic blitz pick up there from 34, Josiah Villanueva, and that gave plenty of time for Crispin to deliver a beautiful rainbow through the night sky.
Crispin, his 16th touchdown pass of the season. We go 9-5 right there. That's what these guys do. They put the time in over and over again. And now there's a penalty marker on the play here. Let's just see if this thing holds up. Lennox Lawson has found himself wide open a number of times. And it's nice to see him running down the field with that speed there, making some plays.
Looks like the referee was signaling that there was a little bit too much jawing going on down there. So the guys got to keep their composure, especially after a scoring play like that.
Mike Peterson down there raising some cane with the back judge. None too pleased right here. And once again, we certainly appreciate how challenging it is to officiate a high school football game. It's not easy. These guys literally put the time in probably about an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours before the game. Other officials will put more time in their preparation to referee a game. But yeah, there's so many people on the sidelines these days. You never know where the jabbering and where all the trash talking is coming from. And Jacoby Lane, I'll tell you what, you're going to find him in most cases in the end zone. So at some point, the defense is going to have to find a way to stop that combination of Crispin to Jacoby Lane.
Yeah, that is a lethal combination here in the 6A Fiesta region, and it's been effective all season long. They got to keep riding that and get a few more other guys involved in the offense as well.
Lennox Lawson with a nice touchdown reception, a 15-yard reception, great hands, and he was wide open. Snap is back. Cody Hall with the hold, and the kick is up and good. Kai Evans extends the lead here for the Mountain Lions to 13-8 with 43.5 seconds to go in quarter number 3. We have a brand new ball game, James Poovey.
We absolutely do. 13-8 or 14-8, excuse me now. So 6-point ball game.
Check that.
After they updated the PAT. It's all good.
Well, that's what happens when you trust the clock operator here. And there's some schools you can really trust them, and other schools you cannot. And I'll be honest with you, you can't trust the clock operator here or the scoreboard operator here at Desert Ridge or Mountain View.
Or Mountain View.
Those are the two. Well, Lennox, nice little route. We were talking to David Lawson at halftime, and we were optimistic we could find some plays to get these guys the ball down the field, and they were able to do it on that drive.
Yeah, it was a great drive right there. They had a couple of penalties. They were aided by a few penalties there, courtesy of Desert Ridge, but all in all, a pretty good drive there, and the offensive line started firing off the football and holding off a little bit of that pass rush, just a little bit of it from Desert Ridge.
We were talking about the combination of 9-5 from Crispin to Jacoby Lane. They've only done that, 10 times this year. So that's quite a combination. Here's the kick from Kai Evans. It's a low kick, and it will be fielded and then fumbled around the 42-yard line for Desert Ridge.
Almost a carbon copy of the kick earlier. Ball took a little short hop there and was nearly uncontrollable there for Desert Ridge.
It looked like Chris Castaneda was down there to touch the man down. So it'll be Major Wooten back on the field with 40.5 seconds to go against this Red Mountain defense. Tanner DeMassa with Tyler Cade Brown down there on that defensive front with Brandon Kasmerick. Kasmerick doing a nice job playing here tonight. Get some extended playing time with no Roper. TD Tristan Donlin also with some extended PT tonight. Wooten out of the pistol. The pitch to Wilson on the right side. And Wilson spins out of initial tackle around the 40-yard line and somehow gets himself to the 46-yard line with a really impressive run there. And once again, using the spin move.
He's got the spin. He's got the slam it into sixth gear in the Corvette. He's got all the tools in the tool belt, Kevin.
As Tristan Donlin hustles onto the field. Final 12 seconds to go. Looks like Roy Lopez and the Jaguars want to just let quarter number 3 run off, and they will do just that. We've played 3 quarters here from Desert Ridge High School in this 6A Fiesta Region game on Red Mountain TV. Moving to the fourth quarter, our score, Red Mountain 14 and the Desert Ridge Jaguars 8. You are watching Red Mountain football on Red Mountain TV on the Red Mountain Football Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Desert Ridge High School. We begin fourth quarter action. It's Major Wooten to Jordan Wilson, and Jordan Wilson bounces to the outside. In space, it's Wilson 40, 30, and he's going to be run out of bounds by Ross Kloss. What a tackle by Ross. That was a big thump on Jordan Wilson right there, and Wilson a little bit shaken up as he gets up, but that young man can pick him up and put him down. He's got speed and toughness. He's agile, aloof as heck, and, well, he's just a talent.
If you let him get to the edge, he is going to hurt you, and that's exactly what he did right there on the Mountain Lion defense. They've got to find a way to corral this guy, or he could be the difference maker here in the fourth quarter.
Gain of 27 yards for Jordan Wilson, first and 10. Working left to right is the Desert Ridge Jaguars. That was a big play. They needed that big play, and they got a big chunk play right there as they trail by 6. Wooten has Wilson flanked to his right. Wilson is going to fake it, pass out to the near side there, a screenplay to Hunter Maxwell. Hunter Maxwell with his 6th catch of the year. He had 5 catches for 51 yards in that game against Higley last week. His first catch tonight, his first target tonight.
Nice play right there by Maxwell. Great protection up front and a great delivery of the football from Desert Ridge.
Nice job there all around. 3-yard pickup there for Maxwell. 11:24 to go in this fourth quarter. Mountain Lions hanging on to a lead 14-8. They just retook the lead here. 3 lead changes here in this low-scoring affair. Ball spotted on the 24-yard line of the Mountain Lions. We're in the all-white, showing blitz right now. Now they appear to back out of it. Let's see if they come anyway. And the ball is loose. The ball's on the ground, and I think the Mountain Lions are going to recover a fumble. Mav Starks all over that play to cover up the fumble from Jordan Wilson, and I don't think that he got the football firmly in his hands. It was like a little toss, and Jordan Wilson didn't have that ball securely. When he tried to go back for the football and bring it into his body, it was too late. The ball hit the turf, and Mav Starks jumped all over it. What a play right there. That's the 3rd takeaway of the night for the Mountain Lion defense.
They try that misdirection fake in the backfield to get those linebackers to freeze for just half a second, and then all that hullabaloo there in the backfield, he lost the handle on the football, and Red Mountain cashes in.
And you have to credit the Kyle Anders-led defense to get in there and be disruptive. To Michael Mallory, as Mallory tries to lean his way towards extra yardage right there, taking some shots along the way. Trying to come up with a good nickname for Michael Mallory. And some Malice comes to mind, but I don't know how to kind of get it smoothed out a little bit there. Just
Malicery?
Yeah,
it doesn't really flow, does it?
Michael Malice.
Running
Mallory.
with
man.
malintent is what I like to say.
Still working on that, on the flow there. Nice job up front that time. Nico O'Neill with a nice run block there.
How about the Red Mountain Palm squad, Kev? They always do a great job home and away for this Red Mountain football team, always representing very well.
Yes, they do. You can see some pink pom-poms down there, all in support of a great cause. Cooper Turley to the near side here. Defending Turley across the aisle there was Keon Turner. Here comes a blitz from the Jags. It's Villanueva with a hole. Bounce to the outside. Villanueva in space, 50. And he'll be finally dropped down around the 40-yard line. Nice bit of running there by Josiah Villanueva, as Samuel Johns came up there to make what could have been a touchdown-saving tackle right there, but it was Villanueva bobbing and weaving down the field, picking up extra yardage right there.
What a great play there by the Typhoon. He got to the edge and then just turned on the power. One more broken tackle, and he might have been off for 6.
So our guy Chris Andriotis has chimed in here, and he thinks that Michael Mallory's nickname should be Mad Dog, and I think he might be onto something.
I like that.
Michael the Mad Dog Mallory. I can't take credit for that one. Chris Andriotis, the man delivering right there in the clutch. Coach Andro, you got some of the clutch gene in you, huh? That's nice right there.
That's good stuff.
It's crisping over the middle of the field for Lennox Lawson. And you can tell that Lawson's feeling a lot better as he's able to play wide receiver a little bit more. He's been targeted a few times here tonight. He's got 1 touchdown reception. Good from 15 yards away. And it's Crispin on the move. His team has the lead and the ball. This is Lennox. Lennox in space. Lennox at the 30. Tripped up, and then he's held up there. No whistle. Boy, you talk about letting him play. And as much as we have disagreed with this officiating team here tonight, just the idea of when you got 4 guys standing a man up and they continue to just let him play until he hits the turf. I get that. Play to the whistle, James, but sometimes you got to blow the whistle ahead of time.
Well, you got to cut your losses sometimes there, and it's all about the safety of the player at that point.
11-yard run there for Lennox Lawson. This is Villanueva, makes the catch out of the backfield. Puts the brakes on, tries to slip through a tackle and can't do it. Mr. Minifield over there one more time to wrap him up. KJ Minifield showing you his ability to be a defender, a pass defender, and also a sure tackler as he wrapped up Villanueva there in space, and that's not easy to do.
No, it's not. And the power on display tonight from Josiah Villanueva is unbelievable. You combine that with his speed, and he is a force.
I think that's done. I think that we're sold. We're going to start getting some T-shirts printed up. Michael Mad Dog Mallory.
All right. I like it.
I'm digging it.
We're going to use it, but we will credit Coach Andro for sure.
Absolutely. When you go back over the years, there's been some pretty good ones. The Baby Thumper comes to mind. The
Brave
Typhoon,
Jansen.
of course. And the list goes on and on. But we've had some fun with that, no doubt. Villanueva, sweep to the far side to the boundary, and he gets rocked right there. Here comes the penalty marker coming in from the referee. And Josiah took a shot on the far sideline. Maybe one of the better hits of the night for Desert Ridge. And we talked to Coach Enders briefly at halftime. He said, these guys are putting it on them. And Desert Ridge has played this game with a lot more physicality and toughness that we have seen in quite some time.
Yeah, they've turned it up for sure here in the second half, but this Desert Ridge team known over the years for their physicality, especially under Coach Hathcock.
No question about that. This is what they do here at Desert Ridge. They play a tough-nosed brand of football, and they're doing it again here under Roy Lopez. And Coach Lopez and Coach Hathcock, they know each other. I'm sure that Jeremy has done what he can to assist Roy Lopez in that transition here. 7:53 to go on this one. Snaps back to Crispin. Looks over the middle field. Throws a nice deep ball, and he's overshot Lennox Lawson. He had Cooper Turley wide open as well. Boy, for Carter Crispin, a beautifully thrown football. What a nice spiral he throws the football with, but again, a little bit too much juice on that one.
Yeah, that one too much air underneath it. He could have almost hit either one of those guys, but couldn't really tell which one that ball was going for.
But we can tell you this, that Lennox Lawson and Cooper Turley were both wide open. They're starting to stretch the defense out a little bit here. Maybe through 4 quarters of football, this secondary is starting to tire just a little bit here. You know, it's kind of interesting. You wonder, what is the identity of Red Mountain's offense? You know, are they a running team? Are they a passing team? Are they a Jacoby Lanes team? There's a nice ball thrown to Preston Heap. And I've been asking for some slants here in the first half, and there's a nice little pass pattern on the inside of the football field. Good delivery of the football once again for number 9, Carter Crispin.
I think Red Mountain might still be trying to find the identity of this offense, Kevin. I know that might be a little funny to say now that we're in Game 6, or is it Game 7 that we're in here tonight?
Game 7.
Game 7. But, you know, this 1 week to the next, it seems to kind of shift. 1 week it'll be pass heavy. The next week they'll ground and pound. So they're still trying to strike that balance as far as I can tell.
Next week it's Skyline, and that's a game where you just think to yourself on paper, we're going to roll out there some 65 miles away from the household and go up there and put a beat down on Skyline. And so we have a running clock in the fourth quarter. You can already tell what's going to happen next week, but right here in the 6A Fiesta region, you're going to have a dogfight each and every week.
Yeah, these guys have come to play here tonight. Desert Ridge is not going to be embarrassed, so that's for sure, here in their own house tonight, and they are putting up a good fight here tonight against a pretty good Red Mountain football team.
It's a very good 3-3 football team here when you think about Desert Ridge. They opened up the season losing 56-7 to Hamilton. They shut out Ironwood Ridge 31-0. In fact, they shut out Dobson, so they have back-to-back shutouts. That's not saying a lot against Dobson, but Highland smoked them 40-14. Then they beat Cesar Chavez 42-23, and now Higley got to him. Crispin, here comes the pressure, and he goes down. He's going to get sacked. Lance Holtzclaw was there. He was one of the 2 guys there. Ball might have come out. We'll see who's got the football. But on that play, it appears as though that Desert Ridge will come away with the football.
Red Mountain was able to get back on it, Kev.
So that was either a 4th down play.
I think that was a turnover on downs. Red Mountain's 66 was the one that recovered that for Red Mountain, but unfortunately a turnover on downs. And now the pressure on the Red Mountain defense here, they cannot allow a score.
Nicholas O'Neill over there on the offensive side of things. The left guard covered up that one, but it'll be a turnover on downs. And here comes Major Wooten with his team down by 6. So it'll be a touchdown and a point after, a chance for the Jags to come out of here with a victory. And there's Jordan Wilson, that second effort and then that third effort to leave the grasp of what looked like it was Tristan Diamond there, but it was extra yardage there by Jordan Wilson. He just picked up an easy 6. Easy for us to say, huh?
Yeah, the first contact was made about a yard or 2 into that run, and then it was just power from then on for Jordan Wilson. 5
minutes gone by here in quarter number 4. 14-8, you're watching tonight's game on Red Mountain TV. Kevin D alongside James Poovey. Boy, I really appreciate that hit by Grosskloss on Jordan Wilson on the far sideline there a series ago. He put a good stick on him. It's Wilson on the sweep, and he's got nowhere to go this time. Good pursuit to the football by the Red Mountain defensive front, a whole bunch of guys were pursuing the football, including TKB, Tyler Cade Brown. Nice to see TKB making a play right there out of that 3-tech spot for Tyler Cade Brown. He now has double digits in tackles on the year with 11. Give him a couple TFLs as well.
This Red Mountain defense is going to have to take a page out of the Desert Ridge playbook and get some pressure on the quarterback and make him uncomfortable.
This team has 3 takeaways tonight against their 2, so they're winning the turnover battle here this evening. 6 minutes to go in this one, and others moving up front. Skylar Evans doing some officiating down there. So add another title to Skylar Evans, sometimes official as well.
Yes.
So he's done everything here all season long. And what an incredible young man. I can't say enough kind things about Skylar Evans. He is a tremendous football player, might even be a better baseball player, but he is an incredible human being.
You think he'll play baseball at the next level more than likely, Kev?
It's tough. This kid, he loves playing football, and he's really, really
He's
good at it.
Good at it. Yes.
Maybe he's a better football player.
He might be.
They're both just tough sports.
That's
to
a good
play.
problem to have, isn't it?
I'd like to be Skylar Evans right about now, I'll tell you that. There goes Wilson in motion. Wooten's going to throw the screen to the tight end Conde, and they're going to wrap him up and send him backwards. Great pursuit to the football by the Mountain Lion defense. Huge play right there on 3rd down. Parker, McClure, and friends all over that one. Tanner DeMassa also in on the hunt right there, as Connie's a big dude. And you talk about that swarm early in the ball game. That was a swarm right there. 5 or 6 white shirts there taking Connie down to the turf.
Let me tell you, that's Coach Kyle Enders getting those guys lit up and fired up at just the right time, and they came to play right there on that one.
The Mad Dog back at his own 30-yard line. That's going to stick. That is going to stick, Andro. Chris Andriatis coming through in the clutch on the nickname game here for the Mad Dog, Michael Mallory. Here's the punt. Botch snap. It gets the kick away. It just hangs up there in this cool night air, and it will take a Red Mountain favorable bounce. When we resume play, it'll be the Mountain Lions football from their own 42-yard line with 4:40 to go, and you're looking for a little pound the rock right now and control the clock.
Exactly what I was going to say, Kev. That's what you want to do right here. The perfect time, 4 minutes and 40 seconds to go. You want to wear out this defense, finish off this football game, and get on the bus and go home.
James, I came prepared with the coat tonight. We don't even need it. What a gorgeous evening here. Some fresh air out here in the East Valley.
It is nice. I haven't even put the sweatshirt on yet, but it's coming.
72 degrees here. And this is the ground game here. You have to be careful. They got to take care of the football. That's why you punt it if you're Roy Lopez. You continue to play on and hope for another opportunity here as Villanueva runs the rock behind Nico O'Neill and company. I don't know if we give our offensive line enough credit, but Jefferson Giles and Nico O'Neill in the middle, the center and the left guard doing a nice job here this evening, as they have all year long. I've always referred to Jefferson, as my note says, he's the brains of the operation.
Absolutely.
No doubt about that. He calls the signals out there. Here's Villanueva, starts inside, bounce it outside, break a tackle, breaks another tackle, and they're going to finally hit him to the deck around the 49-yard line. But putting in some overtime here tonight is Josiah Villanueva, as Michael Mallory will come back onto the field. So Mallory will be the tailback. Perhaps Villanueva will give way here, or Josiah can stay on the field and be they have that 2-back set back there. It's Preston Heap that leaves the field here.
That's what you like about Josiah Villanueva. He's a lunch pail guy. He just comes, puts his head down, and works hard every single game.
What I like about right now, James, is the fact that the play clock is down to 11. The game clock's down to 3:24. Working the clock over right now is Josh Barge and Mike Peterson, their football team. This is Michael Mallory, as Mallory is going to break a tackle and dive towards extra yardage here. Michael Mallory with a Mad Dog type run right there, moving the chains for the Red Mountain offense.
That was a big-time play at a big-time point in the ball game, leading by 6 here, about to hit the clock at 3 minutes, get underneath that 3 minutes, and keep getting first downs.
And what's cool is you see a bunch of handshakes and high fives down there from Michael Mallory. That was a big-time play. Everybody recognizes what he just did right there. He moved the chains, and that allows the Mountain Lions to chew off more clock here.
And wait till he finds out he's got a nickname now.
Yeah, he'll like that one, I'm sure. Three-way receiver package now for Crispin. Back to the ground game for Villanueva. And Villanueva gets a running start, runs downhill for about 6 yards, and then runs right into that defensive line of Desert Ridge and absolutely delivered some punishment.
He absolutely ran through. I think he ran through one of our linemen, too, on the way to running through one of their defensive linemen.
Boy, he did. He's just getting a little, like you like to say, a full head of steam running downhill is Josiah Villanueva. Give him a 5-yard carry right there. 2:18 to go. Roy Lopez is going to have to start thinking about taking some timeouts here. Time is becoming of the major essence here for the Jags. 6 seconds on the play clock. Give it to Mallory. A little shake and bake in the backfield and then work his way down the field towards the 40-yard line. Boy, you like the ability from Michael Mallory. I couldn't even ever move that way in my life, James. Just with all that wiggle, the shake and bake and the wiggle and the scoots and the speed and the cutback ability and the breakaway speed for the Mad Dog.
Hurts my knees just thinking about it, honestly. To be able to move and contort your body. Oh, to be young again, Kevin. Just to be able to slide and get down and stop on a dime and go back the other way and then be at full speed in like half a second. Unbelievable.
Well, we mentioned that Skyline's on the docket next week, and, you know, with Angelo Pafumi and his son being here at Desert Ridge, that game just doesn't have the luster that it used to have, right? That game always had a little something, and it was a heated, hated type rivalry. But George Hawthorne, their head coach, we've talked to him several times, James. He's a straight-up good dude.
Absolutely.
He is a good dude, a good football coach. You know, a gentle of a man, but he's a big dude. He's a big hombre, and I would never want to mess with Mr. Hawthorne.
And he used to play a little tackle football as well.
Oh, man. Well, he's got that law enforcement background as well, too. So you pick your spots right there. Do not mess with him. This is Crispin on the run. Design run for Carter Crispin. Still on his feet as he trucks the defender. How about Carter Crispin lower on the headgear and picking up the first down?
That's a statement run right there. That's how you finish a drive or finish a series, and you finish a ball game right there. Carter Crispin, well done.
That was his best inner. 1:42 to go. Right there on that last particular play by Carter Crispin. That was the Cannon Griner of old right there, trucking dudes. I think he got the best of Mancini, if that is accurate. Here comes the blitz. And the blitzer got to the tailback. That was a nifty play there. Okay. Colin Gordon. I saw the 2 there. Colin Gordon on a run blitz. Just flying to the football, was able to get the tailback.
Gordon was running that hoop on that one, Kev. You get low, you just angle it yourself at a 45 degree, and you go inside as hard as you can, and you let nothing stop you.
It's all about that angle and that pursuit to the football.
So much fun, man.
Flying to the rock. Clock stopped here. You see Coach Garces down there. If the Mountain Lions could hold on and win this football game, it will be a gutty win. They beat Mountain View last week 20-3. The 44-6 type scores may be a thing of the past here. Again, you have Skyline next week, but that Fiesta Region schedule does not get any easier when you get the likes of Queen Creek and Williams Field, and you get Higley as well to close up the season.
That's going to be a test against those Bulldogs.
Crispin to Villanueva. As Villanueva started towards the middle and made a nice little jump cut to the left.
You talk about a little bad blood. There's a little bit of bad blood between Queen Creek and Red Mountain over the last couple of years. We went down to their house and snatched their soul, for lack of a better term, on that Ramses Rocket Rivera pass there in the left corner of the end zone.
Oh, sure.
That was something.
That was on the far side of the field at Queen Creek. And then, of course, a year later, they took care of business up at their barn, too.
Yep.
That was the year that Mountain Lions moved on to the state title game. 1:19 to go here, 14-8. Mountain Lions trying to just kill the clock here. It's 3rd down and 8 upcoming from the Jags 28-yard line. So this next play here is is clearly a possession play. And let me ask you a question, James. If you're Mike Peterson, do you think about, are you in 4-down territory here? You got 2 downs to pick up 9 yards here. So do you consider doing that, or are you going to give them the football?
I think you're in 4-down territory because if you were to punt it here, Kevin, you were probably – a high schooler is probably going to punt it into the end zone and give it to him back at the 20. So you got to go for it on 4th.
But you got Kai Evans down there.
True.
Shekinah Rigrish as well.
He's got about a little sand wedge you could drop it there at the 10-yard line. That would be perfect.
But Carter can pooch it too. He's punted a couple times. But I definitely agree. I think that this is 4-down territory. You do not want to give the Jags a football with Jordan Wilson at all. 3rd down and 8. There goes Lennox in motion. They give it to Lennox. Lennox to the corner, turns the corner, up the field, and he's going to fight for the 1st down, and he's going to have his legs taken out. A nice tackle there on the far sideline by Desert Ridge as Lennox Lawson unable to get the line to gain, and he comes up holding up that little hitch in his giddy up here with that left knee. Just kind of shake the cobwebs off, but do you like the play call?
I do. Give it to your playmakers, especially when you need positive yardage and you have a certain amount that you need to get. Give it to your guys that you can count on. Now, here we are, that 4th down that we talked about.
Well, the clock is rolling with 40 seconds to go, 7 seconds on the play clock. And I believe the Mountain Lions are going to take a timeout here. We'll see who takes the timeout. It has to be Red Mountain. You wouldn't think that Roy Lopez would let another 25 seconds roll off the clock and they go, let's take a timeout now.
You wouldn't think so.
So the Mike Peterson takes the timeout here. 32.3 seconds to go. It's 4th and 2 on the 22-yard line. I think you clearly you got to go for it here. I'm going to go I formation or some sort of rhino package or power it up, and I'm going to run the football for those 2 yards.
I might run big I'm thinking of the wrong guy. Yeah, Kazmarek.
Parker?
Yeah, run Parker in there, yeah. Line them up.
I don't think
Full house backfield.
Edmonds has not carried the rock tonight, so maybe Skylar's due for a carry. You know what? Here's my play call. I wish Bart you could hear us. I'm going to do a naked boot with Carter Crispin right here.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm going naked boot with Crispin to see if we can't get him on the outside to pick up the 1st down and really kill the clock.
I like that.
First down here.
Field side, I hope.
Gunnar Moore has checked into the ball game. Cody Hall has checked in the ball game here. And Lennox Lawson has single coverage to the near side with Keon Turner opposite of him. And, boy, it looks like –
jump.
Boy, I tell you what, the offsides are encroachment there on Desert Ridge. But, that's an interesting setup because it was the hand clap from Carter Crispin that got that done. And that is a fantastic play right there. Brilliant idea there. But the one thing about it is I got to be honest with you, that is almost misleading in a sense. That hand clap is almost misleading because they act like they're trying to simulate.
They're simulating the snap, exactly. Yeah. And that's what you do. You simulate that snap, and then he gave him one more bob, and then when he gave him that bob, that's when they went, but there was no snap.
And that's going to end this football game right here. So Carter Crispin's going to take what should be the final snap of the ball game, maybe one more. And
that should do it.
The Mountain Lions are going to win this football game 14-8. They'll win the 12th meeting between these two schools, between Desert Ridge and Red Mountain. The Mountain Lions will now be 7-5 overall against these Desert Ridge Jaguars. And for Red Mountain, they improve their record here tonight to 6-1, and for Desert Ridge they will drop to 3-4. So the first time Mike Peterson coaches against Roy Lopez here as the member of the Jags head coach. Mike Peterson is victorious once again. It's been a good ball game here tonight, James.
It was a great game, Kevin. It was hard fought. We knew it was going to be that way. Anytime you get into the 6A Fiesta region, it's going to be a battle. And Desert Ridge, as we've talked about for the entire broadcast, always a hard-nosed football team and ready to give you their best every single game.
This was a gutty win here for Red Mountain. They didn't have the offense clicking on all cylinders tonight, but they made enough plays to get it done. Lennox Lawson with a touchdown reception. Josiah being away with a touchdown run. The only 2 touchdowns of the game, but Cal Anders defense one more time. They step up, they wrap up, they defend, and they get it done. They move this team into the victory circle one more time. And I tell you what, you run out of superlatives for Andy and what he does and how he calls the game defensively. He is just magnificent.
A mastermind on defense, and this guy is one of the best talents, coaching talents here in the state of Arizona, possibly in the nation, Kevin. And he has this team ready to play every single week. And I tell you, when it gets time to start looking at the seedings and looking at how we fall into the playoffs, we're going to look back at this game here tonight and realize that this was critical in the step towards the playoffs.
I can see Coach Enders working right now. He's coaching Javi Pinion up right now. I'm not sure what Javi's upset about, but Coach Enders is all over Javi Pinion right now as the handshake has finished up at the 50-yard line. And what a victory here. A 6A Fiesta Region win. And for the Mountain Lions, they begin their Fiesta Region schedule with a victory here on the road, 14-8 winners. And they are 1-0 in the Fiesta Region. And congratulations to head coach Mike Peterson. He picks up career win number 40 tonight. And that is phenomenal. Again, as I mentioned, a gutty win, a nice team victory. And this football team took care of business on the road.
They did indeed. It's always great to get a road win, especially when you open a region play. And they just got to keep the train rolling here, do the Red Mountain Lions, and that train rolls on out to Skyline High School to battle the Coyotes next Friday night.
A lot of the players going through the fan line here, some handshakes and high fives, and now the Mountain Lion football team engages in front of the marching band here. Always love to see this scene. A lot of tradition-rich action here for the Mountain Lions, and just a great team victory. And as James said, we've got Skyline next week. So for Jeremy Knutson and all of our outstanding broadcast team members, for my guy here, James Poovey, I'm Kevin Derryberry. Until next week, so long for now.